What's up, everybody? Paul here from the Hoops Crew with our latest entry of POSTGAME Live. At the moment, it's just me. We did have Ben here in the background ready to talk, but after he threw heaps of shit at me from my technical snafus the other day, he's having his own. So suck shit, champ. He probably won't even see this. But I'm sure he'll be back in a minute. We'll have other guests roll in. I know that some of our frequent guests are currently at Adelaide Oval watching the Port Adelaide and St Kilda developing massacre, we'll call it. So right now you get a little mini version of my reaction video, which is already live for people to go check out. So please make sure to go check out that one on the Hoops Crew YouTube channel. It's been watched in big numbers so far. I've got to try and get myself in front of the camera and record this thing and upload it ASAP more often because people are keen. But shout out to Jackie and to Shadu and to Music Cats, so to Kingy, and who else are we seeing in the chat? Grant Adams, I'm seeing, and a range of others. Shout out to all of you who are watching along at the moment. Looking forward to. Oh, I can hear myself because I'm playing the audio. I was playing it on my own phone. Just trying to inflate the numbers, you know. So, only Carlton's popped in. Paul with his alien resolution. I don't know. Get an Elgato camera. Sponsored. Hashtag. I've even got a spare one. Like, they're great. So, admittedly, what I'm finding actually to that point, because then Shadu talks about lights and light blue. Oh, they're talking about the Port plays. Depending on what I'm wearing, it does have an impact on the lighting as well. Like it's one of those like light balancing things that I've got to get better at. The white tends to work pretty well for balancing out actual natural skin tone. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. I can see Ben has popped into the background now. He doesn't have video, so I don't have any cues at the moment to see if to know if he can hear me okay. That was his issue. I was talking. I knew the audio was working. He couldn't hear me. Sports fan, if I want to join, do I have to turn on my camera? No. If all you've got is audio, I'll throw it up in a group discussion screen, and I can see Ben with the thumbs up in the background, so he's got audio working. I can throw it up in a group discussion thing, and we can have you just for audio. So that's no problem as well. So sports fan, if you're keen, please jump in. But he's got everything up and running now, so we'll bring in the round 4 nuff of the week himself, Ben Reeve. How's things, mate?
Good. I'll lower myself. Hang on. That wrong way. That wrong way. There we go.
What you would have missed before is me hanging some shit on you because, of course, you decided to have a few cracks at me for my camera issues the other day, and straight away you can't get your audio working. So properly get fucked.
Technology, eh? What can you do?
And of course, I am talking to next week's host of the Paul James Show because I will be in Sydney. I think at this point, or by the end of Thursday, you may have hosted just as many Paul James shows for 2026 as I have.
Exactly.
So,
what's that?
We'll make it the Ben Reeve Show if you want. You can go back having some live.
I'm seriously going to update the graphics between now and Thursday, and it will be the Ben Reeve version. It will be the Ben Reeve Show, and we will create a separate playlist for anyone who just wants to watch Ben and not Paul. No. Enjoy it. Enjoy the Ninja Turtle Expo. Or what was that again? You can't remember.
A family trip. I was there the other day for a PlayStation thing, but no, this is just a family one. And it gets me in real tight. So I guess casting an eye forward to next week, we play obviously the Friday night. My flight from Sydney back to Melbourne leaves at 7:15.
Okay.
In the evening.
Yep.
I'm going to miss a chunk of the game. As soon as I land, I'm going to be flicking it open on my phone and taking a bit of a look. Brendan asked, will the ratings go up? Absolutely not. Ben tried to make this comment off the back of his recent, was it PostGame Live? Or it was PostGame Live.
Something like that. Yeah.
The numbers did not crush it. They were lower. So Brendan, with our sample size, albeit very small, suggests that Ben is shit for the numbers of the show. So yeah, I guess I'll roll back into Victoria off the plane at about 8:45. So I will have missed half the game.
Well, is it true? And
it's gonna be real tight for me getting into post game live. Let's be honest. And that episode is more going to be me. Hey, you Ben or whoever it is that comes on. Tell me about the game. because I'm still catching up.
Here's an idea, Paul. How about have a word to the pilot? Just go knock on the cabin door. Say, I really need to watch this game. I know you say we're not supposed to have our Wi-Fi turned on and all that sort of stuff.
Well, if I was flying Qantas, I would. My recent flight from Sydney, which shout out to Sony who paid for the entire thing. Qantas in-flight Wi-Fi that was the thing. I'm not with Qantas though for this. I'm with Virgin, so I suspect I've got to pay or something that. But
catch it up. We'll have to watch it on 2 times speed or something like that. Catch up the second half, the first half, and then hit the ground running, and you should be right to go. Hopefully, it'll be an enjoyable rewatch for you when you do sit down the day after or a couple of days after and watch the Cats smash the Dogs by 50 points or plus.
Have you seen some of the news popping up about that? I know we're not even. We haven't even started on today's, but you've seen the news that I was dropping the tweets in the Discord just before.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
Ed Richards, serious damage to the ankle will be assessed in the coming days when swelling subsides and will be a test for Friday night. But then the most recent one is that key forward Aaron Norton, the latest Bulldog in doubt to face the Cats, had scans today with fears he suffered a structural damage to his right hand. Connor Butterick was also in for assessment on a lower leg injury. So,
okay.
On top of the injuries they've already got, they might be coming into a game against us, the walking wounded, and down quite a few significant tools, from Tim English to then potentially Aaron Norton. The spine is taking a bit of a beating. So
that'd be I normally, Paul, I'm like, bring on the injuries, bring on the illness. But I like the Doggies, and I want to see them out there. I want to see them. I want a good test against a decent team, and
I think that's my thing is I want to beat a team at their best. So.
But I think the Doggies are one of it's obviously the latter would say so anyway, but they're definitely a top 4 side, and I think they'll hold that form for the whole year, regardless of these injuries over the next couple of weeks.
As we start to shift towards today's game, though, we've got one comment here from New Heaven 888 that says Harley, that'll be Harley Reid, stiff from the umps today. What was your take on? I think what did he give away? 3, maybe 4 50-meter penalties in the end.
Harley Reid. I know we joke on this show quite a lot on this YouTube channel about let's get Harley, let's get him to Geelong, future Cat. But mate, fuck him off. I don't want a bar of Harley Reid anymore. I'm done with him. Harley, if you're watching, we know you're a big Geelong supporter, Harley, but you're not welcome anymore. I'm
actually with New Heaven that there was a few and he's dropped the comment just before I got to there was a few softies in the end. Yeah, and I think part of it also is he has carried on like a bit of a dickhead in the past, and so the umpires are like, if he's near it, if he so much as shrugs someone the wrong way, they might sling a 50 his way. I think they're quicker on the whistle. It's not to say he hasn't done the wrong thing, but I think they're quicker to go, 50, you're a dickhead, as opposed to someone else who's maybe got a good record who they might warn, remind, and then let the play go. So I think there's a hint of that as well to it in my mind. But anyway,
he's paying a dickhead tax for sure. But at the end of the day, he's got to be more disciplined. There's the amount of times you think, God, he's about. Do you know who he reminds me of? Cam Mooney in the early days pre 2007, where every second game you think, he's going to get suspended here. He's going to do something stupid here. He's going to give away a 50 here. Harley Reid just reminds me of this. I don't know what it is. He just can't pull his shit together. Settle down, Harley Reid. You're not welcome. And I reckon that 50-meter one was there. But he might have had some soft free kicks, and he might have a couple of opportunities there, just didn't go his way. I thought overall today, and we'll get on the game in a sec, but I felt like it was we won by 46, but it did feel like it was one of those games where the ball was bouncing West Coast way the whole time. Every little dump kick that they did landed on it.
Fell in laps, and there was a bit.
Oh my God, the ball was bouncing their way. That first 5 minutes, every stupid umpiring decision went their way. The deliberate rush behind, was it Shawnee Manor kicks it out into the crowd when it went out of bed? Like, what was going on?
Shawnee Manor, you could have cut his leg off today. He had another shocker.
Sean,
we're not, and it's appropriate that Gary's here with his comment about Brad Close. Gary, the tip of the spear when it comes to Brad Close negativity goes, gee, that Brad Close is a great player.
Brad's back, baby.
So we'll talk a bit more about Brad shortly. But Sean Manor, I mean, he's not in the same situation as far as I'm concerned. Like, we've been kind of talking, when it comes to Brad Close, we've been talking about the, maybe 12 months of bad form here, or, not hitting his best form. Sean Manners had 2 bad games in a row. I'm not not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater on this one, but
not at all. No.
He's not in the best of shape right now.
He was looking like he was going to have one of the great seasons, Sean Manor, to start the year, and in the
I think he still can, but
he still can. We're only 5 games in. We might look back on this and go, remember round 5, gather around, we were all giving Sean Manor shit because he had a couple of bad games. Then he went on one All-Australian and kicked 45 goals or something like that. It's possible, but I think he's, well, I wouldn't say he's owed a lot of credits because he's still pretty new, but I think the coaches are going to stick with him because they know what he offers when he's on, and hopefully we'll see the best of him soon. But good to see Brad back. I know there's a lot of people that were coming hard for Brad Close, and I was probably one of those ones. I was a big supporter of him, but he did
cooling. You were cooling, just like I had.
Yeah, I wasn't that excited when I heard the news that he was coming back last week, and I thought, how did he get a game again? I don't know how that worked, but happy today that he seems to getting back to the old Brad that we know, and hopefully he builds on that moving forward. It was good to see him, and maybe Zach Guthrie as well. Probably a little bit quiet.
A step in the right direction, though.
Yeah, step in the right direction. Yeah. Some really good signs today from a few players that had been a little bit quiet. But can we talk about Kolodjasny? First game back in a while.
I mean, the free kick straight away. No, I'll quickly just to wrap up because we had a bit of an umpire thing there at the beginning. Gary also mentioned just Jezza must have kissed the umpires mistake. They wouldn't give him anything. Did you see that one where like he was in a headlock for about 5 seconds and did not get called?
They ripped both ears off and broke his nose as well, but still nothing. So
still had enough time to snap the other arm and all those sorts of things and get away with it.
I couldn't believe it. Just no love for Jezza. Anyway, it was not his day. I was saying to my partner, like the NBA, and whether you agree with it or not, if you're a superstar athlete in pretty much every other sport, you tend to get a little bit more love from the officials. Generally, do you agree, Paul? If you're
I'd say that's the case.
You get the friendly whistle. If you're a rookie applying, if you're coming into the league, you've got to suck it up a little bit. You're not going to get that soft call. You're probably going to get pinged for something, for sniffing and looking in someone's direction. But I was surprised that Jezza wasn't.
Don't look at Shea Gilgeous-Alexander because there might be a foul straight away.
Exactly. Don't step anywhere near that bloke. But Jezza, not to say I want to see that in the AFL, but goodness me, if anyone's going to get a friendly whistle, maybe you're going to look after the ambassadors of the game. One of the greatest going around and an absolute superstar. And goodness me, was he selling South Australia during the week? Far out, Jezza. I hope you made a bit of coin. It was pretty obvious what you were doing.
He's just trying to drive numbers to the YouTube channel that he's not putting content out for, which then also actually saw someone holding a sign up telling him that they wanted more content, which was awesome.
Anyway, no, Jezza doesn't mind. Jezza's put out his second bobblehead too. I didn't buy the second bobblehead. He's doing the one where he's squeezing the ball, but I've got my other Jezza bobblehead over the back that'll do for me.
You're a real sucker for a bobblehead. For some people, it's a pop vinyl. For you, it's bobbleheads.
I like a bobblehead. I could go somewhere else, but I won't. It's still early. It's not 8:30 yet. So yeah, Jake Kolodjasny has returned for game 199, and didn't he just light it up? No, it was a little bit rusty, old Jake. I was really happy to see him back, and I don't know if we expected Jake to set the world on fire first game back. He hasn't played since the prelim in 2024, so basically he's playing a different game of football now with all the rule changes in 18 months or so. But yeah,
look, I still think he was unlucky with that one. That was probably a 50-50 call anyway. I don't think it was an ignorance to the rules. He's played a few games in the VFL and has had time to get himself resettled. But I do like the fun narrative that the game's changed a lot in 18 months, and so he just hadn't quite caught up.
He's like,
I see the humor in that one. I like that one.
How's this work? But no, look, as the game went on, I think he started to get his feel back a little bit. But it was even just the poor bugger. He was even getting the spoil in here and there, and it would just land on a West Coast player's chest, and they'd run and kick a goal. I'm like, goodness me, it's not your day today, mate. But as I said, the game went on. He found his feet a little bit more, took some nice marks, started
drop one or two as well, which is typical Collar. He just drops one or two, one or two easy ones. You're like, oh, come on, mate.
Exactly, but I reckon give him a game next week, because you know why? Because we want to see the double chair. We want to see the double chair off. We want to see Blitzarves and Collar Jasny get their 200
and 300.
And 300, the 500 chair. That'll be nice. It's nice to get all the teammates involved with a bit of a chair off. So I reckon, if you'll indulge me, Paul, I reckon with Blitzarves, you're probably going to need a Jezza on one side. And who else would you go with a Blitzarves?
I mean, it's got to be a Shannon Neal, right? It's got to be another big bloke.
Don't you reckon it's someone?
But Jez is not that tall. So.
He's got to have gone to war.
Sam De Koning.
Has he gone to war with Sam De Koning for 10 years? I don't know. I reckon maybe a Danger.
I don't think there's not that many of those long-time soldiers left.
No, Jezza and Danger for Blitz. I'm going with that. And for Collar Jasny, it'd have to be the defenders. So Tom Stewart and someone else. Jack Henry, if he comes back, probably. Yep, that'll do.
Which will be a tricky one. So actually, like to that point, I know we're kind of switching gears again and casting an eye forward to next week, but if Aaron Naughton is out, that probably leaves makes matchups a bit of a tricky one. But if you're talking about Sully, if you're talking about Sam De Koning, you're talking about Jack Henry potentially returning. You've got Collar Jasny if he retains his spot, and Tom Stewart, who's still quite tall as well. That's far too many mid to tall defenders to deal with a Bulldogs team that's actually going to be quite small if Aaron Naughton is out.
Exactly. I'm just thinking who's going to come out for the Catters.
Obviously, they've still got a pretty handy bloke in Sam Darcy, but he hasn't really torn the season apart yet, despite a lot of people's expectations that he would really grow a third leg. And no, that's not the right phrase. Anyway,
well, that 30, Paul.
Yeah,
I reckon what we might see is and he's done nothing wrong. In fact, he's been terrific in the 4 games that he's played. But I think it's probably time for Mitch Edwards, especially after the 3 games in 13 days. This might be a time to give him a little bit of a rest.
I did speculate that in my reaction video. You played 57% game time today. You won't have Tim English going head to head with you.
No.
Maybe there's an opportunity there to kind of give him a break. I
think it's probably.
I'm still pretty impressed by some of the things he did today. Like his numbers for 57% of game time are pretty good.
He's definitely not getting dropped. He's 100%. If he doesn't play, he's getting managed. Yeah. And I think he comes straight back after a week. But who knows? Maybe they'll persist with him. I don't know. I got no read on the way the coaches think. I did have a read on the fact that they'd probably play a squad of 26 or 27 players over these 3 games. I had a strong feeling that was going to happen, and we've already seen massive changes last week, and we'll probably see some more changes this coming week with Dangerfield probably due to return, and then 3 players
maybe the week after.
3 players that got managed out last week that may come back. Stengel won't. Stengel probably another week.
At least not next week, but possibly the week after.
Head along on Friday night to. Is it Friday night? Well, whenever the VFL's on, I think it's
the Cats and Dogs are on. Hang on, let me have a quick look. But Cats and Dogs play Friday night. You're right. They do play Friday as well. It's a pre-game.
Jeez, it's gonna be hard to get to though if you're working.
3 p.m. at GMHBA.
Well, I'm not working, but I'm getting kids. I've got the kids at a certain time. That's going to be a bit tricky. Anyway.
Yeah, the old curtain raiser on a Friday night's not necessarily the best time to actually get people in, but.
Cats before family. We'll see where it can work out. Kids first. So Tyson, I think Chris is probably hinting that he might have come straight back in a week or 2 ago, but he'll definitely come back through the VFL.
I didn't take that away from his thing the other week. I took that about Danger, and I never, not for a moment, thought that it was going to be this week, but was almost certain that it'll be next week, and I think that'll end up being the case.
I tell you who I don't want to be rested, and I'll be filthy if it happens. Zach Guthrie. He's closing in on 100 consecutive games. If he gets managed, I won't be happy about it. He's young enough. He doesn't need to get managed. Give him a spell. Don't give him a spell, but give me a spell if that's the decision that they use.
Age-wise, that makes sense. His form isn't hot, which could give him some sort of reason, and maybe a bit like Brad Close allegedly. the preseason health-wise wasn't necessarily ideal, and so there might be, I don't know. I think he's just out of form, and nothing more than that. So I don't necessarily see him being managed, but
in reality, I think it's Jake Colajecny comes out probably. As much as I sort of hope to see the double chair, it's probably not going to happen. I think he comes in for the one game as a bit of backfill. He steps away again, goes back to the VFL for a few weeks, and then we'll give him his 200 game all on his own, whenever that may be in the next month or so. I feel like that's probably the way it's going to go.
The Port game the next week. GMH.
Yeah, that's probably
actually, is it the next week? Sorry, I should have checked that properly. Is it the following week? Is it back-to-back at GMHBA?
Is it back-to-back again?
Hang on, I'm still in the VFL.
No, that's
round 7. Okay. Travelling. Maybe not that one.
North Melbourne. There you go.
Easy the following week. North Melbourne at GMHBA.
Did I just say that out loud? Easy kill, North Melbourne.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not anymore.
I should have learnt my lesson. No, definitely not.
Mate, you will never learn your lesson. That's why you were the round 4 nuff of the week.
Yeah, true. Anyway, all right. Some thoughts on this game today, because that's probably why everyone's tuning in. I think it probably played out the way I expected it, Paul. I don't know what you thought, but for me,
I tipped 45 points in my preview, so I was off by 1.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. I would have done similar. I'd say can't remember exactly what I tipped. I do know that I'm absolutely flying in the tipping at the moment, though. But no, Cats did the job by 6 or 7 goals as we needed to, and won every quarter, I believe. And it was good to see good to see, as I said, Jezza started to find a bit of form again, which was nice to see. He didn't tear the game apart or anything, but you think he could have had a couple more if the umpires had shown him a little bit of love.
Jimby's a pretty good defender. Back in
defender,
was it 24? Like back in 24, when we all expected Jezza to fill his boots, Jinby wore him like a glove and kept him really well held. I think it was. I know there was another day then when Jinby was out injured and he kicked, like 10 goals or something. But he had a pretty solid and young up and coming defender who's probably like frame wise is pretty well suited for someone like Jeremy Cameron as well. So I think that was a pretty solid effort. They looked for him a little bit just to help him, I think, fill his boots up a little bit. But as you said before, there's a few things that just didn't quite work out for him along the way. I was okay with it. I was pretty happy with the output from Jezza.
Yep. Tanner was pretty good too. A bit quieter last couple of weeks. A bit I don't know. Just wasn't finding the ball cleanly last weekend against the Hawks, but seemed to bounce back this week. Bailey Smith gets heaps of it. Broke a record, but a big but. His ball use questionable. I'm not going to give him 3 votes, Bailey Smith. I know a lot of people probably will, but I just before the game said to my partner, she asked me, who do we need to play really well today? Who needs to be the best player on the ground for me? And I said the Axe, Tom Atkins, and I reckon he was just shaded probably Bailey just a little bit, but I reckon Axe was back to his best again. 30 touches, near enough. 11 tackles or whatever he had, and just did all the tough stuff.
It was a 2025 Tom Atkins sort of match. Yep. I'm seeing a poster being held up there in the background on the Valor's screen. I think it was Bailey. You're being flipped off. But to be fair, I've just taken a look. His kicking efficiency was 54.2%, Bailey Smith.
But look, I'm trying to stop myself from picking on the blokes that turn it over a lot, that get it 35 times, because it's probably better to hit 10 targets than not get the ball at all. So you're not going to actually be able to hit anyone if you can't even get the ball. So he's damaging. He gets, and
if our forwards are half decent, which they are, if it's not perfectly laced out to them, it hopefully gets brought to ground, and then you bring the smalls into it anyway. So you're right. I would still rather have them. So I'd rather hit a target who's leading out nicely and has an absolute paddock in front of them, like Jezza did on 1 or 2 occasions, rather than see it sail over his head. I'd rather it, boom, jukes out, clunk it. But I think you're right at the end of the day. 54 points, so that's 13 of his 24 kicks. Yeah, hit a target, or were considered effective. Not even hit a target; they were considered effective.
Yeah, and there's a lot of players on the list. Just go through the stats, and I won't do it with you now, but there's a lot of players on the stats that had 13 touches or less total and I can guarantee you 100% of those didn't hit the target.
There won't be opposite, yeah.
So, look, if he's turning it over in really dangerous parts of the ground, that's a different thing. I didn't feel that was the case necessarily.
No, it's always inside 50 for us. It's pretty much inside 50, like our 50 when he turns it over.
Did you notice today, and maybe I was just seeing it, maybe I'm interested to hear how other people, when they come on, see the way Geelong play as a team rather than individualising, but do you feel like we hugged the boundary a lot today?
It's a pretty narrow ground from all reports, like narrow, even arguably narrower than GMHBA. So
it seemed like we never went up the guts at all. It always seemed to be along the boundary the whole way. I don't know, just maybe not the whole game, but I felt like that was a deliberate choice that the Geelong was doing. I'm like, it's West Coast. I mean, I don't want to disrespect West Coast, probably am, but I don't know if we needed to play the slow game around the boundary necessarily either. I just thought maybe we take the game on a little bit more and see if we can, make it turn into a bit of a shootout. So, well, we had 37. I suppose we scored 37 times, but I just thought it was a little unusual that we played that style and that we had Max Holmes coming off a halfback flank for most of the day, even though, what did he have? He had 30 touches too, didn't he, in the end?
Yeah, 34 as well. So it's interesting how they're using him at the moment. I feel like as Tanner Bruin continues to improve and reestablish himself, and obviously he's not that Max and Bailey are unwilling at the coalface, but as I think Tanner Bruin continues to prove that he is an inside animal, it feels like there's a bit of magnet shifting starting to occur and allow Max to really utilize his greatest weapon, which is obviously that run 15 and kick at 50 or more. Utilize that asset a bit more off a half back while Tanner goes in. And like one of our big criticisms of Tanner in the past before his layover last year was that he might play a quarter.
Yeah.
And it was a brilliant quarter.
Yep.
But then he'd go missing for the rest of the time. He's played, what's this? This is round 5. He's played 5 4-quarter matches as far as I'm concerned. I can't really think of a period where he's been gone or he's had a quiet game or been completely irrelevant for a bit. He's always been there or thereabouts. And in some cases, I think, lead example is, of course, the Gold Coast game. He was the tip of the spear for us. He was the one that, I wouldn't say kept us in it because we were not in it, but he was the one trying to set the standards. So I don't mind that he's rolling through there, and you can roll Max in and out and do what you need to do there. Kind of pair him a bit more with Bailey Smith and bounce those two off each other. I quite like the way that looked today.
I'm not surprised his fitness has improved because he's basically all he's done is train for a year, really. So, and you think with time and with 5 games into the season, you'd think 15 games in, 20 games in, his touch will be absolutely back. He's never going to be the best kick in the team for sure. And we've got a couple of players that get a lot of the footy that don't necessarily kick it that well, but we get the ball forward. We get we win the territory battle. We win the contested ball quite well. And the forwards do the rest, and hopefully we'll get Stengel back soon as well. It's nice to see Ollie Henry looking really good again. That's pleasing. I'm encouraged by that.
It's still going to be really tricky for him and some of the others with Stengel, with Danger. Jack Martin's got to come back in, presumably. Like he was obviously managed. The plan will be to bring him back.
Yeah.
How they bring all of these guys in. Mark Blitzar's, while not in the same position, is another variable in this mix as well.
Yeah.
Bringing all these blokes in, Jack Henry to come in again, not same part of the ground, but it's all part of the melting pot. And I honestly don't know who falls out at the moment. I would have been saying Brad Close. Obviously, been saying it for weeks. He had a pretty solid game today. I don't think it's enough for him, in my eyes, to retain the spot. No. But they seem to want to keep him in there, and so I don't know. Sean Mano, I don't think 2 poor games. I don't think it's nearly enough for him to find himself on the outside. I honestly, Ollie Wiltshire is probably 1, but he's been good.
Yeah, I know.
Like I've not been disappointed by his output, but.
Not at all.
If I was to schoolyard pick and go, am I choosing Danger? Am I choosing Tyson Stengel? Or am I then obviously Wiltshire is the one that's got to go, and then you work out what you're going to do from there.
Oh, gun to my head, I'm picking Manor over Wiltshire, even though I love Wiltshire and I want to
absolutely.
I do want to ask you, and I'll let you get on to some other guests. Pardon me. Is the I'm not calling it an experiment, but Broon, Warple, and Atkins. Is it working? Very similar players in some ways. Can it work? Will it work? Will they persist? Are they just looking at the combinations and figuring out what's going to work long term?
Look, I don't think this was necessarily some sort of experiment. I think this was just a byproduct of the players that they needed to manage more than anything else, as opposed to, okay, this is a potential pairing that we want to go with. They'll want to hope that any pairing based on circumstance, because, there could be injuries and those sorts of things.
Yep.
They'll want to hope that any pairing works. And it did today, but it worked today against a pretty lowly team, right? So it's not the best sample size. Like if they went out and did this, say, last week against Hawthorn,
yeah,
then I think that's regardless of the actual result. But if they went and head-to-head with Hawthorn and came out on top as a midfield unit, then that's something that, or even next week against the Dogs, then that's something we can really speak to. I don't think we can speak too much to this. There's lots of potential in that West Coast list. There's lots of potential in that midfield, from Harley Reid to Will Dersmer and many others, but they're not there yet. Jack Graham was playing with one arm hanging hanging limply off the side of his shoulder. I just don't think there's any data really for us to work with. This was solid, but it's not. I think, look, Warple's probably one of those ones that's going to continue to be right there, buzzing around on the periphery, whether he's in or out. Jack Bowes probably finds himself in that same conversation as well. Not that I love that one. I'm a big fan of what Jack Bowes brings to the table, but he's probably one of those ones that continues to remain on the fringe.
On the good side of the fringe, I think, though, not on the.
I think so too, but I've said that a few times last year, and then he'd get dropped. So I don't really know what to believe in that particular respect.
No, Jack Bowes has been. He's got the Midas touch. Every time he goes near it, I always feel like something.
He does.
Good.
Yeah, something good usually happens when he's around.
That's how I felt about Brad Close. He couldn't do wrong. Anytime he went near it, it would result in a Geelong score or goal or something. Yeah. So anyway,
and Gary also cites it's a good thing. Like Jai Clark also looking for him to come back in. We were all pretty flat and disappointed about him being dropped in the first place. So
forgotten about Jai. How are we going to get Jai back? Yeah,
like I don't know. I don't know how they do it.
Maybe who knows? I guess squad mentality. Even though you might have had a pretty good game today, you still might have to make way for someone else. And
Darren's to that point. Darren's just popped in saying Manor needs a spell just to indicate that everyone is on notice. The VFL team is flying, so all players can't relax. Obviously, I don't think that's what Darren's implying at all. That Manor's just relaxed, but he's had a couple bad ones, and there is something to that, which is if you're underperforming and someone else is performing better in your role, then in you come. Go, and it's on you to win it back. But I don't think there's been enough time pass with Shawnee Manor underperforming to pull the trigger on anything. But we're probably not that far away though, and it's a good problem to have.
No, it's a good problem to have. We've got a list of 27, 28 players that can easily put their hand up and say, I'm probably deserve to be in the team. I think we're reasonably deep in that regard. I
think so too.
Some teams might say...
I think it goes beyond the 27 that you just mentioned as well.
Yeah, possibly. If I gave it some thought, maybe even more so. But
I think it's probably close to 30 at least.
It's possible, yeah. Anyway, we'll have
all of the blokes today that played,
yeah,
I've got no concerns with. If we needed them to step up and play, I've got no concerns about a single one of them. So there's 23 straight away.
Oh, I had to come in for a granny.
We're then talking about. We're then obviously we want to kind of hone in on finals here, but I'd be comfortable with it. I'd love Tyson Stengel ahead of Ollie Wiltshire, for example, but I'm not going to be disappointed if Ollie or overly concerned about Ollie Wiltshire's ability to perform if need be. But so there's 23 there. You then go and add Danger, Stengel, Henry, Blitzarves. There's already 27. We talk about Jai Clark. There's a long list of others that are all Jet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not giving that bloke enough love after all. Yeah. There's so many of them that absolutely could make a very strong argument for best 23. We're at now 28. Jack Martin, Shadou's just mentioned, so there's 29.
Was getting a debut at one point, and then
he's injured himself somehow. Buddy has just dropped in a justice for Jed. Thank you.
Justice for Jed. Exactly.
So it's we are like we do bat really deep. My big concern is if we lose a key forward for some reason at some point. That's probably the one area that I don't think we have a huge amount of depth in yet. I think there's a lot of potential through the seconds.
Yep.
Obviously, Jay Polkinghorn's injured, but I wouldn't want to rely on a debutant to step in and step up straight away. That's probably the one part of the ground that I worry that we don't have the depth in.
Yeah. Look, I'd be happy if you said to me, Cats are in the grand final and shit, we've got to pick Ollie Wiltshire. I'm all for Ollie Wiltshire stepping in a final. I reckon he could actually blow it up. I reckon he reminds me a lot. He's a taller version of Tyson Stengel. Obviously, he's not an All-Australian. Neither is Tyson Stengel right now either. He's achieved that. He's probably not anywhere near that level anymore. And Ollie Wiltshire's got a long way to go. But I do see a lot of similarities in how they play. And I feel like Ollie's just starting to get that runway, and he's about to take off any day now. But last comment before I go, Paul. Gather round. Another massive success for South Australia. Hello, where have you gone? You've kicked me off. He's kicked himself off. I don't know how that worked. Where'd you go, Paul? Anyway, he's back now. He's done some. He's got his. He said the other day, his camera never stuffs up. He's done it again. What are you doing?
It wasn't the camera, actually. It's the stupid back and forward button on the side of the mouse.
Okay.
And I accidentally mashed it as I was plugging the cord in to charge it.
Okay.
Took myself back.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
No, I was just giving South Australia a compliment, but actually, I
didn't want to hear it.
I'm glad you ruined that, Paul, because South Australia doesn't need too much love. So, but they have put on a good show. Well done, South Australia. I don't know if they've made the announcement yet that it's been extended for 100 years, but
give them time.
I feel like they probably deserve to have it for another 10, and then WA figure something out because South Australia deserves
doing
to have
it real well.
Make sure you maybe do this State of Origin really well, and we'll see what comes of that. Anyway, that's me, Paul. Thank you very much for having me on your show. This year.
It's just you can take it back whenever you want, mate, and I'll do an extra Paul James show again.
I probably will in a week or two. You'll be
it's probably only a matter of time before I'm out again.
Anyway, all right, mate. Have a good night. Go Cats.
See you, mate. Thanks for coming on.
No worries.
All right, let's kick him out. All right, I don't know who popped in next. I think Ethan was the next person to jump into the stream earlier on. I could be wrong. Apologies to anyone else if I've got that wrong. But Ethan, will bring you in next. How's things, mate?
Better than last week.
Yes, certainly on the footballing side, much better.
Yeah, and on the name side, it looks like we're 1 for 2 there.
Oh yeah, he's Ben. I know you're still there watching.
Progress.
You got the name right. You didn't fix the castle part of the subtitle, but anyway.
I thought we started to look more like ourselves late in that second quarter when we finally did a better job, like capitalizing off of some mistakes.
Yeah.
Just being quicker in general. I thought our midfield was actually really good today. I find it funny how much criticism Warple had been getting, because I thought he was terrific today. 8 clearances.
He's taking the opportunities.
He did a lot by hand. There are some people who think he's just too slow. I don't think so. I think he's done fine. And he had 2 moments today. He had one where he had the clearance to set up closest kick to Wiltshire, and he had one other that I really liked. I think it was he had a center clearance. He had 11 of them, so pretty solid performance in that respect. He was very involved. I thought he and Bruin played off each other really well, and that just kind of completed the midfield.
Yeah. Well, what do you think to Ben's question from a moment ago about the midfield blend?
Yeah, I thought it went well.
Do you think, and sorry, I'm just asking the question now, as opposed to this is not reflective necessarily of my own thoughts. Do you think if we were to wheel out that midfield unit against, say, the Doggies midfield unit next week, and obviously they may not have Ed Richards and but a full flight Bulldogs, a full flight Geelong, full flight Hawthorn, those do you think that particular midfield unit could go up against the best midfield units of the comp and hold its own?
I think so. I don't see why not. My only real concerns today, I'm not bothered by us being a little bit wasteful offensively when I'd rather save that for a team we needed against more.
Yeah.
And just how much we got burned on counterattacks and going straight down the corridor, which, I mean, that's been a weakness before, but it seems like even more of one this year. But I thought we answered a lot of the concerns from last week. Effort was really high. Atkins, big bounce back showing. Close. I wouldn't have kept him in the team for this week, but he made the most of his opportunities.
Yeah. And that's all you can do, right?
Yeah. And just those two made a bunch of effort plays, and so did Ollie Henry. And
I love there was that one tackle from Ollie Henry in particular I thought was amazing. I loved it. We tend to have a crack at Ollie for a lack of defensive output from time to time.
Oh no, it's 2 weeks in a row. Really 3 games in a row. He's done it. Also, who is it?
Oh, good.
Connor O'Sullivan, unsung hero of the season so far. I don't think people realize just how good he's been.
Yeah, I think Waterman got him once or twice at the very beginning of the game, but then he really sorted that contest out pretty quickly.
Got credited with 5 spoils. I thought he was really good. And Kolajashny was the one who messed up on Waterman a few times early, and that first quarter could have been a little ugly if Waterman had kicked straight. But I think we settled in on that, and we did a better job. Like in the second half, we had let Schoenberg, who's a player I've always liked, just because he kind of looks like a big goober, but we kind of let him run around for free for a while, and then we handled him better.
Just a little shout out there for Shadoo's point. Just going back to Sully a moment, an RIP for the nearly first AFL goal that
I didn't
absolutely should have been, but he made an absolute mess of that one.
I didn't realize he didn't have one yet. And then
save it for grand final day, Sully. Just do it like Sam Dakota and come back again this year.
Vulture one on the goal line.
Yeah.
But I was also just happy that I thought this is the first time Jezza looked like himself. He really he was marking cleanly. He was getting good leads against a tough matchup with Jinby. And we have some other commentary here from the other side of the aisle. So come on down. We actually have 2 guests.
Bring it in.
This is noted Eagles member and Americans Watching the Footy co-host Benjamin, and this is the real star, Brian.
I could see the eyes darting. I knew someone was off camera, so.
But yes, I don't think Brian wants to stay like this for long. He was not
doesn't look comfortable.
A moment ago.
Yeah, you might want to put him down.
Yeah, I'm going to put him down.
But yeah, he wanted to come in because he got to see this game from the other perspective.
Yeah.
Which is handy perspectives to go for it.
Yeah.
Try that.
I know the light's probably going to mess things up.
Sorry, it was giving you a nice halo. We'll end some godly
the influencer ring light thing.
Yeah, influencer ring light, kind of the taps on the glass or whatever. Yeah.
This works.
Yeah. Good to see you, Paul. I often listen in, especially kind of go back and listen to Ethan's perspective because it's good for informing me for when we record, and that's going to be
the conversations
probably in under 24 hours, I'll say, just because with my spring break ending, I'll be going back to teaching, and I'll be just kind of much busier again, but it's nice
who wants to teach, right? Oh. You're talking to another teacher, it's okay.
Oh, God, I'm not quite looking forward to that first day back. First day after a break is always going to be an adventure, especially we had a minimum day going into the break, too.
Yeah.
And that's all fun stuff. But honestly, this is the type of game I expected from the Eagles in a couple different ways. Firstly, it ended up being shockingly similar to the gather-round game that these teams had, I believe it was 3 years ago at this point. That one was at Adelaide Oval, but I believe had they not had that behind after the siren, the margin would have been the same. I believe it was 47 points 3 years ago, and it was 46 points this time.
Yeah, right. Didn't realize that.
Very parallel stuff there. Did we ever learn, Ethan, did Geelong request Norwood, or was that's just happenstance?
I think it just happened.
I think it's just the way it nets out.
I remember GWS saying before that they wanted to return to Norwood and things like that. Obviously, they were at Barossa instead this year. but I think you saw a pretty typical game from Geelong. I think the strengths and weaknesses there in straight line situations, and for West Coast, I think it was just very much what you would expect from a young team, kind of early bursts, and then just the red time rebound getting to them and not being able to run out quarters nearly as well as quality teams should.
It felt like a maturity thing.
Maturity, experience. I noted in the first half it was 8-1 in red time. Sorry, Sputicus, I saw that too.
Was that the differential in the end? 8-1 in the red time.
In the first half.
Oh, in that first half, right?
Yeah.
That's substantial. But it is kind of what you expect, from a battle hardened team versus a very inexperienced one. You kind of expect that to an extent, and hopefully, for the sake of yourself and other West Coast fans, that in time over the course of the next few years, that continues to improve.
Yeah, and missing a leader out there on the oval as well, with Elliot Yeo out because, of course, Elliot Yeo is out after having a good game or two.
Yeah, that's how it goes. His body can't hold up.
Damn shame, because honestly, if you were able to stay on the oval, I'd say have him the captain instead of whatever the hell Liam Duggan does a half the time. Like, when he's not having his few good moments one-on-one, I mean, I remember he was lucky to not get pinged holding the ball for one in the third quarter. Fourth quarter, I think it was really bothersome. And in general, I have voiced my displeasure with Duggan over the past few years quite strongly, whether that's on our show or on our Twitter or other spaces. And at that point, that kind of just is what it is. I see Shadow's comments saying, I think West Coast just needs time to mature their bodies and their minds, and I'm on board with that completely, but it's also a matter of having the right leadership in there to make that possible. I think Liam Baker is a good one to have. Tim Kelly can be at times. I think we've seen the better side of Tim Kelly in some respects today. I did love his that was a pass moment. I think that led to, was that a Shanahan goal that led to that tough shot on the boundary?
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I do remember the specific play though from him. He was he had a good one against his whole team.
It was Willem Dersma.
Yeah.
And it's funny because
he's such a gun, Dersma.
It's funny because we've been messaging back and forth lately with Dean, the Dersma's father.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just started talking with him on Twitter. A couple years back, we were talking about stuff that his kids were doing. I found out from him he was actually at the North game rather than watching Essendon win with Xavier. And unfortunately, Zane didn't get all that much time on there. But no, Willem, you saw his versatility there, and his ability to kick from different angles was pretty well known. I'm satisfied with what I've seen from him so far. He honestly looks and plays a bit taller than his size too, because he's, I think, something around 194, so like 6'4" imperial measurements, but plays well over his head. And Eagles were missing some of that outside of him and Job Shanahan. And I think the Shanahan discourse is probably well worn at this point, too, wondering how in the world he got to pick 30.
Yeah, I saw here. I'll jump back in.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
saw some like Richmond people that were really pissed that they missed out on him.
I think they taking Jonty Fall and Harry Armstrong over him instead.
I mean, look, there's always going to be that, though, when it comes to drafts. There's always going to be the what-if scenarios. You just hope that the players that you get work out okay, and maybe you miss a generational player, but if the players you get are still excellent and valuable contributors to your team, then you're okay. That's the what-ifs are always the ones that come about when you miss that generational player or that absolute rock star player, and then the ones that you picked immediately before end up being delisted a couple of years in. Like that's the one that you panic and worry about.
Yeah, Shanahan, I think, was a pretty clear polished turd winner for them today.
I was going to say that, yeah.
I guess Dersma would have gotten a little consideration.
Yeah.
But I thought even without the 4 goals, he's a quality player. He's a tough mark anywhere on the ground.
That also makes...
I guess Baker was okay. He gave away a couple of dumb frees, but he gets after it. He sets the tone well for them.
Yeah, I think he's a good tone setter, which is, I think, what a young team like West Coast needs. I think they could probably do with, in the same way that Luke Hodge went over to Brisbane back in the day, I think they could do with someone of that sort of status come over in terms of leadership for those young blokes.
I was about to say something about...
Liam Baker's still pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's the right sort of leader for them to have. You know, we've seen a couple players recently get traded and then almost immediately become members of the leadership team. Jordan Dawson being the other one, obviously.
Luke Parker,
yeah. I mean, Parker going back and looking great back there for North. That's been a part of their
he has been good,
success. But with New Heaven mentioning that Shanahan can play key back as well, absolutely he can. I mean, there's the game-saving mark that he took against Port, which honestly shouldn't have been mark of the week. It was just at a really important time. But the difficulty with Shanahan is he's such a reliable shot that it's really tough to swing him back. And this is an Eagles team that is still missing that key defender. That's honestly the biggest piece. If you're looking at a best 23 situation, that's the biggest piece that's still missing. I'm glad that Sandy Brock has been back in. Tyler Young, though, looked slow and didn't look 100%. I'm not sure if Harry Edwards is ever going to play again, considering his concussion issues. And I would not be above saying West Coast should target the best key defender available in the midseason draft and in November's full draft as well.
Could there be, and you, of course, know their list much better than I, could there be some sort of scenario in the future where, and obviously this is a couple of years from now, and you know, a few assumptions that people's bodies hold up and they develop the way we kind of want and expect them to. But if Shanahan continues to grow and flourish as he is currently, and Cooper Duff-Tytler, who's obviously this very versatile ruck forward, but has that Sam Darcy sort of, I'm not saying he necessarily will get to the same heights, and Sam Darcy, there was all the hype about him, but he's not really met those expectations so far this season. But if he continues to develop and become a really key, that's maybe a better choice of words there, but a really rock solid kind of key forward in the team, could there be a scenario where Waterman goes back into defense and plays that old role that he used to do so well with 2 young key forwards there doing the job?
The way that he's kicking right now, I wouldn't think that's all too crazy to say. I'd want to see what Duff-Tytler can do in the back, but also he's very good at ground level for his position and age. So I don't know. Honestly, the one that I'd like to see drift back and see if he could stick there might actually be Archer Reed.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I just got a bit distracted because the chat Shadoo's just popped up and saying Mark O'Connor's been cited by the MRO.
Yeah, I don't think that's...
So.
I don't think that's.
I haven't seen the. I don't think I've seen the particular bump, so I might have to have a bit of a quick look at it. But
he was kind of low. Like Dersma was kind of low to begin with.
I remember there was one I thought maybe involved Bailey Smith, where it was like 2 blokes that kind of met shoulder to shoulder at the same time. But Shadoo's just saying David Zeta's just mentioned it on Fox. Whether it's cited or whether, Shadoo, can you clarify? Was it that the official sighting has occurred, or is it that the expectation is that will be cited? So,
oftentimes those reports don't come out until the day after.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that'd be the case yet. I would have thought it'd be a bit later on. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Just bad timing, honestly, for O'Connor to be managed last week. I wanted to just mention that, and just with O'Connor not there in the first place, I was just confused about a lot of the center bounce work, or whatever we're going to call it now, last week in the matchups. But there was stability there this week, and I was glad for Geelong's sake that Close helped solve a bit of the small forward problem in Stengel's absence. I know you were saying earlier Stengel's probably, from your point of view, probably going to come back within the 2s. So I don't know, a couple weeks there, but if Close can hold down the 4 with a little of Jack Martin, that'll be fine.
Yeah, and that would make Wiltshire in turn probably the odd one out, which he's done nothing wrong. That would be a good problem to have. I mean, between that and just the way the VFL's played, I think we're pretty clearly we've got depth, and it's just a matter of picking the right guys. We have 30-plus guys that you could give an AFL game to and not...
And back them in comfortably.
Yeah. Not be afraid about. So I think that's...
I'm glad you cited 30-plus as well, because that was the number I said when I was talking to Ben earlier. So
yeah,
thanks for backing me up.
And depending on health, I mean, it could be more than that. And you need to enter a year with 30-ish, just from a standpoint of being able to withstand injuries, or in this case, a 5-day break. Or we've got a couple others that I've said before, that round 9 to 15 stretch is really unforgiving.
Yeah,
and the depth is going to be tested, but I trust our depth over a lot of teams, and I think that's something that should hold up in the long run.
Absolutely.
Real quick, 3-2-1 for today. You could make a case for at least 6 different guys.
Yeah, it's like the top end were fantastic.
Yeah. Honorable mentions go out to O'Connor, O'Sullivan, and Brune. They just missed out. I'm going to give 1 to James Warple, 2 to Max Holmes, who got better and better as the game went on. And I will give the 3 to Bailey Smith. 15 inside 50s made a big difference, even though...
It's an AFL record.
Even though I still don't love his actual kicking accuracy. I thought he ultimately, with the volume, was good enough today to be the guy. And I've been pretty critical of him, but I think he earned it today. But he's not like an obvious best on ground for us.
Yeah, I don't think there's an obvious selection. That's a good call.
I think I'll narrowly go Smith as well for my 3. Then still debating kind of the Holmes, and I feel like I've got to put Brune in there, but there's 4 or 5 that are heavily worth considering, and Brune just kind of moving away from the center helped a lot of things along when Geelong were their most productive. So I appreciate the way that Brune's been going, and I'm glad that he's had the opportunity right away.
Oh, and one more thing with that, with not just Brune getting a play away from the center, but O'Connor Holmes as well. That's something that opens up because of what Warple gives us.
Yes.
So I think Warple's impact really was valuable today, and if he can hold up against one of the best midfields, if not the best next week, then I'll really start to believe that we've got some... Next week is our real chance to go out there and show something against a top flight team. I mean, Frio looks awfully good, and that win's aging well, but we need to go.
My worry is that next week doesn't become that, because they might be super depleted, from Tim English to now potentially Norton to Ed Richards to it seems like they might be missing quite a few of the. Now, admittedly, they're still a very dangerous team regardless, and they clearly had an off night against the Hawks.
They match up really poorly with Hawthorn.
Yeah,
and much as I hate them, that's the best game the Hawks have played by far. That's
I'd agree.
One of the best games I've ever seen them play without Will Day. So, like, if they had played like that against us, it would have been a comfortable loss that would not haunt me at all. It would have just been, okay, they were too good today. Yeah. And if we had played like this last week, if just we had gotten this version of Atkins or close, we probably win that game. But I think we're piecing it together. I just love to see a real 4-quarter performance, because that first quarter was a little...
Yeah, we're still waiting for that
until late second quarter, like we were in rhythm at all. So I'd like to see us just start a game better. But we're headed in the generally the right direction.
Absolutely. No, I agree. Plenty of positives to take away from it. And we'll just have to see how it all shakes out. As you say, against one of the top end teams of the competition next week, going head to head with them. It'll be an interesting one. At least it's on the home deck.
Hopefully we'll be on here with a whole lot of drinks after that one.
Yeah, and I'll be looking for you and many others to kind of catch me up on what actually occurred, given I'll miss the majority of it while I'm in flight. So we'll see.
No in-flight Wi-Fi?
My hope is that that's the case. I don't know yet. So
I'll find out. Other than hopefully not Jetstar?
No, it's not Jetstar, Virgin Australia. Okay. So we'll see what happens there. If it was Qantas, I would get the in-flight Wi-Fi. That would just be built into it. I've got to go check with the wife and find out what she chose when she was booking the flights. We'll see how it all works out. But
yeah, I had good experiences on both Virgin and Qantas. I thought both were quite nice. So
I'll pony up a little bit extra to get that Wi-Fi if I need to watch the game.
Hopefully, I'll be able to experience that in a year or two. It's a shame that your guys' game next week goes right up against Sydney Derby in what is like a quasi rivalry round.
Are they playing 2 games on the Friday night next week?
Yep, and one of them Sydney, and the other Sydney Derby.
The AFL has no idea how to fix
like that in a couple weeks. It's unfortunate.
What are they doing with this fixture this year? And this week was the first week where we had all teams playing, but
this in round 1, yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah, good point. They don't know what they're doing. Fire whoever it is that's managing the fixture.
Apparently, they've had a Canadian guy do it in the past, so maybe get an American.
Give the Canadian guy a silver medal like their hockey team.
I think that's going to check out on.
I'll let the cross North American rivalry fester between you lot. I'll keep my nose out of it.
All right. See you next week, Go Cat.
But thanks for coming on board, mate. Good to chat, and we'll chat soon. There we go. All right. Thank you, Ethan, as always. And also make sure to check out Americans on the Footy. They do lots of awesome stuff. If you haven't been watching it, go give it a look. Bianca, I can see you there in the background. Brandon, I'm not sure if you're there. Oh, no, their cameras, everything's just turned off. Well, now you've just got me for a minute. We'll see how that goes. They were there. I was about to summon them, and they disappeared. So we'll take the opportunity while we've got it to quickly check in on the scores for the Port and St Kilda game, because that might influence whether we get the likes of Thomas and Keary and some of the others too, because they are there at the game right now. And the margin is 26 points. Oh, there we go. Brendan and Bianca have just popped back into the background. I'll give them a minute. We're good to go, Brendan. Yep, I'm seeing hands. Okay, I think we're good to go. All right, let's bring them in. Let me find the layout, the Velas. Toss them in. There we go. How's things, team?
Good.
What are the big takeaways from the day?
All right, can I start? You've got everything written down. Go. I got nothing. Get in closer. People want to see you.
All right. I'm going to start with I don't know how to explain it, but I'll just start. I have heard a lot of people comparing Sean Manor and Brad Close to see who gets dropped.
Yep.
So I'm going to compare their last 2 games. Sean Manor had 8 disposals and 1 behind this week. And this week, Brad Close had 10 disposals and 2 goals. Last week, Sean Manor had 6 disposals, no goals. Last week, Brad Close had 9 disposals from behind. So it is very close. But...
Sorry, play on words, surnames and all that. No, I was just doing the drum snare thing. It's very close. Brad Close.
But they could both get dropped.
And sorry, Gary's just asked for my clarification. St Kilda is up by 26 points.
Yeah. They could both get dropped because Sean Manor or Brad Close could get dropped for Tyson Stingle, who should come back next week against the Bulldogs.
It sounds like, according to Chris Scott, it sounds like that won't be the case. Like they're going to give him some time to kind of get back in via the VFL first.
Okay. That's a strong VFL team.
That is a very strong VFL team. But to be fair, there's still got Danger's got to come back, right? So there's got to be someone that makes way. But I also think that person ends up being Ollie Wiltshire.
Yeah.
Not because of form or any of those things. He's actually been pretty solid, but I just think he's the one on the absolute bottom of that 23 that would be the first one out. So,
but I also go.
No, that was it.
I also think Jack Clark should come back because his last quarter against Adelaide was too good, and last week against Werribee in the 2s he had 19 disposals, 8 marks, and 8 tackles.
Yeah, I think he got done dirty when he got dropped.
They have really cocked that up. Like like with the league wide bye in the VFL, he's now missed a week of football as well.
Yeah,
that's just they've really stuffed that up.
Yeah, if he missed next week against the Dogs, so be it. But I guess someone was going to, right? I just probably a bit like yourself. I'm kind of more of the mind that I'd rather that be an experienced head, like a really experienced head, who knows. Like say Warple, he played last week. Warple last week, again this week, out next week. VFL's there as an option, as opposed to, and I'm not even necessarily saying it should be Warple, but like a player of that, he's an experienced head. Brad Close, the week that he missed, could have maybe been next week rather than the other week. So there's something to be said for that.
Yeah. What else you got? Bring that here.
Okay.
Drew
asked, does Cole Jasny stay in?
No.
He actually got better.
He did get better as the game went on.
He started really bad.
Yeah,
it was like, oh no. But then he actually, you seemed like he took some good marks and was really cool under pressure late. But early on, it was, oh man, we might not see him again. But
Gary asked how long Polkinghorne will be out for. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was it a hot spot in his foot?
Yep.
Yep. What a shame.
Play it safe.
Yeah. What else do we want to talk about? What did you like? We didn't kick very straight, did we?
No, we did not.
I'd love to hear, and I haven't seen any of the folks that are at the game that were at the game right now, who are, I believe, now currently at Adelaide Oval. I haven't seen any of them kind of popping in through the chat along the way, but I'd love to get a bit of a sense for that weather. In the first half, it really seemed like it was quite visible with the shots on goal. You could see the ball being dragged left to right or right to left, depending on which end you were going to. I don't feel like that was as much of an issue in the second half, but also in the second half, specifically the last quarter, was when we suddenly kicked, 3 goals, 7?
Yeah.
So, and really blew out the margin, like the accuracy part of our game. So, I don't know. Hard to get a read there. New Heaven asked, anyone know what happened to Graham and Dev Robertson? No, it sounds like in the case of Jack Graham, he might have been carrying this injury for a while and he's just rocking with a dodgy shoulder.
Yeah, he's had shoulder issues in the past.
Yeah, and Dev Robertson, there was a knee thing. It seems like maybe the outside, so there's hopes that it might be medial as opposed to ACL. But we'll wait and see. He'll presumably go in for scans.
Yeah. What did you like? What did you like about the game?
Mark O'Connor.
Mark O'Connor.
Oh, there we go. We summoned a South Australian. Kiri might be at the game actually at the moment. I can see him popping in the background now. Talk about not seeing or hearing from anyone who's been at the games, and one appears. But yeah, Mark O'Connor was fantastic.
Yeah,
he had 14 disposals and 3
He
goals.
looked like an absolute superstar, like in that game.
Never kicked multiple goals in a game ever, and suddenly he kicks 3 in a half.
And they were good goals too.
Yeah, on the run, 50 plus meters out.
Yeah, like wow,
Good stuff.
We're most likely not going to have him next week.
What?
Oh yeah, actually, that's right. I was going to take a look. at that. See what
that brings up another question.
What?
For Jack Henry, if he does come back, who would you drop, J. Jasny or Mark O'Connor?
Well, you're not going to drop Mark O'Connor because he's going out with suspension.
Well, yeah. Oh,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, you probably could bring Jack Henry in and take Colin Jasny out, I guess.
Yeah, he got reported.
Yeah. But the big question is, how do we get George Stevenson?
I'm watching the O'Connor bump now, and I'm trying to, as best as I possibly can, kind of frame by frame it. Sorry, it's hard to describe because I can't project. I'm not projecting at the same time. Maybe I can try and do that. Hang on. Let's see if we can. I don't know how Ben set out the screen layout here. This could look ugly. Hang on. Let me just bring us to a group discussion.
Here we go.
And I'm going to share screen, and hopefully this all works nicely.
We're going to get exclusive footage.
Boom. There we go. This is the footage from.
Here we go.
So let's scrub back just a smidge here. Ball's in contest. There he is. Will Dersma's about to reach down for the ball.
Yeah.
At the moment, clearly eyes on the ball, eyes on the ball, eyes on the ball, eyes on the ball, eyes on the ball. One step here where he's clearly like overshot the ball in my eyes.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's still eyes on the ball.
Yeah.
Then there's the realization. I don't know how much of a bump this is. That it's almost like he's halting his momentum here, right? Like look at that angle of I am no mechanics person, but like that left leg and the way he like that is all of that to me is like halting his momentum through that left leg as opposed to tucking the shoulder. And of course the shoulder is tucked in at this point, but I don't see it as being anything other than halting his own momentum at this particular point in time. And then then obviously the contact occurs afterwards. But I don't the eye is on the ball there. The knee buckles, he's just started to lift it here, but arguably at this point they've already made contact, or the contact is unavoidable. At the very point in time where the collision occurred, like he was all eyes for the ball up until that very frame where their bodies actually touch. I don't know. I mean, the chat's rightly saying, like Gary says, he chose to bump and got him high. I don't know if he chose to bump. Did he? Really? At the end of the day?
I think it's more the other angle just makes it look a lot worse.
Yeah.
It's a split second incident, but I think it's just the optics that the head being like the way the impact on the head is, it just makes it look really, really, really bad. It probably makes it look worse than it is. And I think also like the commentary team also made it just like zeroed in on it. Yep, you choose to bump, that's it. So and
look, that is the risk associated with it. My argument here is I just don't know if there was a choice to bump.
Yeah, it was.
I feel like the moment he like still eyes on the ball, still eyes on the ball, still eyes on the ball, still eyes on the ball here, and this is the moment where he's overshot it already. Contact was already unavoidable at this point, and he hasn't there's no choice at all at this point. The current decision is I'm going for that ball. There's no avoiding anything at that point in time. So. Yeah. But yeah, again, and New Heaven says, it's to the head suspension. I mean, I get it. Like that's history would say that.
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing that will help is that they do tend to cite the medical reports, and Will Dersma played out the game, no dramas at all. So
yeah, well, that's it.
So I hope that works in his favor. Like he got up and got into it straight away. There was no dazed. In fact, he went over and shoved before moving. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess it's a tricky one because they will always talk intent versus the outcome. That's where this conversation always ends up. Is what the actual outcome was. Intent clearly wasn't to bump or like to harm or anything like that. The intent was to win the ball, and then the outcome was basically non-existent as well. So
yeah.
I do wonder if that's maybe the sort that maybe sneaks through.
Yeah.
But I given precedence, I do feel like it's more likely than not that we're without him. But for my mind, me, the layman, who's definitely not going to bring a legal team and all that sort of stuff in for a thing, as every other player does to a tribunal hearing these days. I think there's reasons there to...
Before?
Hey?
Has O'Connor been suspended before? Has he got a clean record?
Oh, so let's go the good guy tax.
Exactly. He's a good Irish boy. Has he been suspended in his Gaelic career? Let's go have a look.
and we can even sit back and go, look, we even let him play Gaelic, so he's played even more football in this window of time. He's been an AFL footballer and still hasn't been suspended. He's just an amazing bloke.
Did he get detention in high school?
I'll come in and pretend to be his teacher.
That's it.
Don't ask questions about the age and all that. I mean, look, Gary says dream on. And look, I do think it's more likely than not that he goes because that's what history says. But I don't know. There's enough of that footage there where I go, if we're able to somehow just treat it in isolation, I don't think there's any intent for sure. And the outcome is borderline non-existent. Like there's basically nothing. outside of the free kick.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, what other takeaways have we got from the game, though?
Who
says it only works for Charlie Cameron to talk about being a good guy too.
Thought I think who we talked about? Tanner Bruin's attack on the ball again. We say it every week now. Now it's just expected how good Tanner Bruin's playing.
The fact that it's 4 quarters is the thing that's impressed me most about Tanner.
He's just everything just is fantastic. I can't wait to see him even in the next 10 weeks. See how he's going.
Petitas.
What else? What else we got?
Oh, there we go. I think we've got Kiri live from the game. No, it seems like he's walked away from the game. I can see him bouncing around in the background. We'll have to bring him in soon.
James Warple, his 11 clearances.
Talk about James Warple. I thought he was pretty solid today.
11 clearances.
11 clearances, and he scored a goal. It was almost like a snap, but he also pied it.
Yeah, he pied it.
Pied it.
Could have been pretty handy against Hawthorn.
Especially
against his old mob, pretty fired up.
There would have been some beef there.
Yeah, would have been nice to have had him there, but
I don't know what the coaching staff is doing, to be honest.
We want George back in.
George free for George. Free George.
Free George.
Get George in there.
Bring him in.
I don't even know how. Like, we're all on the same team here when it comes to George. I don't know how it happens at this point. And Gary before put the comment out there about Kiri's phone's choppy, GMHBA internet. I can see him in the back end chatting about it. Gary mentioned before about he's trying to take the piss out of the Butters conversation and the Dacos conversation and the Harley Reid conversations that we've all had here. But I don't know how George gets a gig at the moment.
I think I know.
Yeah.
How does it happen? Outside of everyone getting injured.
And then put him on Marcus Bontempelli. It worked.
George Stevens on Bont.
Yes.
Matt. Bont's got no chance.
Exactly.
George. What are we talking about?
Exactly.
There is levels to this.
Arguably the best Bulldog of all time has got no chance against a three-game player.
No, George.
Three-game player.
George is too good for AFL right now. They want the VFL Premiership so bad, they're going to keep George.
Mate, we'll probably still win without him. That's how good our team is.
Well, it'll be a good test because the VFL Cats play the VFL Dogs, and that's first versus third as an opening act for the AFL game that night. So it'll be a good one.
Go watch George.
That's actually a very good idea.
It's still school holidays. You can go do it.
What does Jai do? Oh,
sure.
Nah, he can go up the VFL for this game.
I mean, the reality is Jai Clark seems to be ahead of him in the queue. You obviously got a few other players, and I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying based on who's getting picked and who's not, seems like he's ahead of him. It seems like Mitch Nevitt is ahead of him.
Oh heck no,
because he continues to get a gig in the emergencies. No, I would agree. I
feels like Marcus Herbert's
let
not
alone some of
even
the
on
other
the
folks
senior
are
list.
out too. Sorry, go again.
It seems like Marcus Herbert, who's not even on the senior list, is ahead of him as well.
Yeah, which is a worrying sign because it gives off I won't dare speak his name.
You will,
but I am talking to the Valors here, so it does give off vibes of another bloke who is accumulating numbers with ease with the ball on a string by the name of Mitch Hardy, who you were a big fan of and also found himself off our list.
I don't think they're the same. I don't think they're the same because George is got that contested animal part that I don't think Hardy had. Yeah, he's more like
not to mention the age.
Charlie Constable. He's a lot more, I think, like Charlie Constable. Where, that's another player I really liked. That just
It's too good. Time trial didn't work.
He just couldn't get in, and that just
Chris just jumped in saying, "Can we redraft Mitch Hardy? He's in form."
Is he? I don't even know where he is right
apparently.
now.
I don't even know who he's playing for. Chris, clarify. Who's he playing for these days? Is it Port Melbourne or Casey or someone?
He was last
Casey
year. I don't
sounds
think
right.
he is anymore.
I
I don't think he is. Might be playing against me in a couple of weeks or something. I don't know.
Oh, you get cooked.
Let's see if I can work it out.
So
It's taking me to Play HQ, which is where we're getting nice and obscure. And then 2020.
Oh, you can search the players. You can search.
Ovens and Murray Football League. He's playing Wangaratta Rovers.
There you go.
That can't. There's got to be something else. I feel like it's got to be missing some number. It's got to be missing information. I don't know. Yeah, I know. So I was right. He's playing the Wangaratta Rovers.
Oh, he's playing for Wangaratta. There you go. So no, that's it.
Yeah, he's too far gone.
Yeah, that's it. He ain't coming back now. There's still time for Charlie Constable though. And
they've had the Rovers have played 2 games this season. Admittedly, he's kicked 5 goals from those 2 games.
Oh, he's back.
and was dubbed the best on ground in the most recent game.
Mid-season draft. That's it.
So you're saying there's a chance.
He's turned into a spearhead.
He's the key forward now.
He's going to come in and take Shannon Neal. He's taking Shannon Neal's spot. That's it.
Oh, heck no.
Oh, there you go. Chris even expands. He says 20-odd touches and 2 goals on debut for the Rovers and slotted the game winner.
Oh!
So he's become clutch as well.
He's a big game player.
Man,
he's clutch as well now.
Gosh. Yes.
You don't drop him. You don't drop Shannon Neal. Oh.
I'm taking the piss.
Okay, good. Because Shannon Neal is in better form than Tom Stewart when he in these 50 games, which I don't like.
Tom Hawkins, you mean?
Tom Hawkins, yeah, not Tom Stewart.
Oh, Tom.
Tom Stewart's been been the best defender in the comp since the moment he debuted.
Yeah, exactly. Nah,
I'll go there. We've gotten well and truly off track, but of course we managed to find a way to talk about Mitch Hardy.
You brought him up, not me.
I did bring him up, but I guess cycling back to that actual point of conversation, it is drawing parallels, right? Like Hardy was, in the eyes of a lot of Geelong fans, he was like, how is this guy not getting a game?
Yeah.
And there was clearly something to his game that the coaches didn't like. And I mean, you've spent more time watching George Stevens this year than I have. If you were to critique his game, what is it that's missing from his game right now?
He's very one-dimensional. I can't say
his run.
It's not. His run's actually
his run is.
He looks so much faster than he's ever been, but I just think that he's in a position where he's not real. He's a midfielder, and he's not flexible. Like you can't put him anywhere.
Which is
else.
what Chris Scott likes. He likes to have players that can play multiple positions.
That's why you look at a guy like Wiltshire. Wiltshire was the first one back here who came in. And he's just that player that
flip that magnet around. Yeah,
you can go and put him anywhere. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think for someone like George to get his gig, he's basically up against Axe. Obviously, is the number one in that role. But then you've got Chase Warple, who's now just jumped ahead of him in the queue and it adds depth. And
Bruin.
Though Bruin admittedly can probably play. I think he's a bit more versatile. He's proven. The beginning of the season, he can play that half-back role as well if he needs to. I think Bruin's a little bit more versatile, but certainly Warple and Axe are ahead of him. And they are it's midfield or nothing sort of players for the most part.
Yeah.
What if he gets in for Bose?
But
Bose plays forward.
Yeah,
he can play in the back line as well. Like
you can throw him back line.
Bose can play all 3. That's the
these
thing
players
against George.
You can't throw.
And it's not because George is a bad player. It's just that there's other blokes that I think, if we were probably honest with ourselves, we'd probably pick Axe ahead of George Stevens as well.
No.
Yeah, you probably would, to be honest.
Just the tackle record and all those things that he's done. Not to say George can't do that either. I actually think there's more strings to George's bow than Axe's, but Axe is there and he's established, and he's proven himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I hope that the rookieing of him buys him a little bit of time. Because how old is Axe now? He's only 30. He's only 30.
Yeah.
30?
Not that I want to retire the bloke, but like Axe is the one that if Axe was out, George is the obvious heir like heir apparent. But Axe has still got, potentially 4 years plus.
Yeah. But,
Well, he's not the fastest, so maybe not. Like he might be the sort that, the slower mids these days will get chewed out a bit faster. But Joel Selwood was never quick. So
nah. Yeah, he wasn't.
I don't know.
I don't know.
What do we talk about now?
Huh?
What do we talk about now?
What else have you got? You've got a whole.
Yeah, who do you want to talk about from the Cats
No,
today?
I've talked about everything.
You've got an A4 paper there full of all your notes, your game notes.
No,
Got anything else?
Spartacus has absolutely quoted me here saying, "Piss off, Tom. Stop being so good. George needs a run."
Let's get
Spartacus.
Get him in there. Could have rested Atkins today and played George.
You could have.
He had a bad week last week. They should have gone, sorry, Axe, not good enough. Let's bring in another bloke who's been destroyed in the VFL.
Especially against West Coast.
Give him a brush with the axe and be like, you're going to have to shape up here. As you got George Stevens there playing. George is better than Harley Reid.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, look, I think that I hope it's as a cat, but I think the reality is that if the situation for George doesn't improve and he finds himself off the Cats list, I think he's one that would absolutely get maybe a bit like what you're saying about Chuka, that he will find himself a spot on another list and he'll be probably a gun for that team because that team might be lacking a Tom Atkins, George Stevens style player. In fact, the team we played today feels like the sort of team. Harley Reid can go in and be a bull, but wants to be on the outside doing some of the flashy stuff. Jack Graham can do that, but that's not really ever been his main role. Like the Eagles would be a great team for someone like George. I just don't want that to be the case. No. I want him to be a cat, but there's also a bit of me that goes, all right, if it's not going to work with the Cats, then I want to see this bloke succeed. Where's he going to best succeed? The Crows showed a lot of interest, if you recall, last year.
They did, yeah.
Not that I think they're the right team for him because they've got those sorts of players already. But,
they've already got Dawson. They've already got who else?
Well, Dawson would probably be Dawson is inside and out.
Yeah,
like you're talking about a team like the right club for a George Stevens is a team who needs an inside bull because there's really only spot in a 23 these days for one of them.
Yeah,
Dawson is inside and out. So like he can kind of float in and out and play the role. That's fine. Like Geelong only has one really. That's Tom Atkins. Warple can play that role if he needs to, but he would be also he works well being inside and out. Lots of I can't think I'm not going to sit here and try and analyze every other list in the comp, but I think there's going to be clubs out there that need that person who is the in and under the bull that wins the ball, gets the clearance. And if it doesn't work out with us, then I hope he gets a gig at one of those teams.
Yeah. God,
I want him to stay in the hoops.
But I want him to stay. I want him to stay. He's got to stay in the hoops. But if he doesn't, I just want him to succeed because he's a gun and he deserves better than spending all that time in the VFL.
Yeah.
Might as well just win a VFL.
We might have whatever happens this year with the grand final. Hopefully we win. But if George Stevens finds himself delisted, we might be having a therapy session stream, just like we did after the grand final last year.
Oh yeah, a therapy
in memoriam. George Stevens.
We're winning
in
the
memoriam.
AFL and VFL premierships this year.
And Ben Smith winning Brownlow. We'll win everything.
We've got this.
We'll win everything again. Exactly like what was it, 2007?
Yeah, 2007 we did that. I mean, we're probably not going to come away with the rising star this year.
You're not on the screen. You weren't even around in 2007. We won everything.
Exactly, but you told me that, and I've
except for the Coleman.
Yeah.
Wow. Think of that. Jez will come back.
We got the VFL, we got the AFL, we got the Brownlow, we got the Rising Star. We missed the Coleman.
Yep.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It was nearly the perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. It kind of was still the perfect season, really.
Mm.
If it started at round 1, it probably would have been the perfect season regardless.
Mm.
Instead, it took till round 6 when we massacred the Tigers.
That was good.
Round 6? Yeah. I think it was round 6. I was there that day. Were you there for that one? I know Bianca wasn't.
Yes,
Good day, that
Bianca wasn't. I
And
was with
at,
Bianca's mum.
The then Eddie had, or was it still Telstra Dome at that point?
Yeah,
I was nowhere.
we were
I was
there.
nowhere.
I still remember all the goals.
How much did we buy?
A lot.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
100?
Yeah.
100?
More.
130?
Yeah, it was absurd.
Wow.
I've got the season highlights. We can watch it.
Yeah, we're watching that.
I've got the. Oh, you'll have to
Cats
see that.
won by, where was that final margin? This is such a horrible platform. It took me to AFL tables to find it. I should be able to do better than this because I'm a math teacher, but I'm in holiday mode. 222 to 65 though was the margin. Was the final score. So 157 points. 157 points.
We scored 200 points.
35 goals, 12, 222 to Richmond 9, 11, 65. Geelong by 157 points.
The game was pretty much over a quarter time.
Did you wait? 157?
It was. We were up by 55 at quarter time.
You gotta understand. You gotta watch that game. That was good. How many players kicked bags? There was like.
Hang on, let me bring it up.
There was.
Nathan Ablett kicked 4. Tom Hawkins kicked 4. Paul Chapman kicked 4. Andrew Mackey kicked 4. Gary Ablett Jr. kicked 3. Cameron Ling kicked 3. Yeah. Travis Darko kicked 3. Steve Johnson kicked 2. Cam Mooney kicked 2. Jimmy Bartell, Corey Enright, David Johnson, Brad Ottens, Joel Selwood, Kane Tenace all kicked 1.
Kane Tenace was playing in that game.
It's actually easier to focus on the blokes who didn't contribute to the scoreboard, which was Mark Blake, Matty Egan, James Kelly, David Wojcinski.
Oh my god!
Sorry, no, and Matty Scarlett, because then beyond that, Darren Milburn kicked it behind and Joel Corey kicked it behind.
Jeez!
So only 5 of them didn't score.
There was only 5. There was only 5 people who didn't score on the day.
Matthew Scarlett, mate, his jumper would have been clean. He wouldn't have
He had 17 disposals.
Oh, he still had 17 touches. Oh my god!
Our team was too good back then.
Matty Egan was finished the day with 3.
3 now. That day. That's it.
But that's because he just spoiled the ball and didn't have to see the ball come up there very often.
Matthew Scarlett's defender.
Yeah, but no, Matthew Scarlett.
Matthew Egan was the All-Australian centre-half back in 2007 and then injured his foot in the final game of the home and away and never played again. Missed out on the grand final as a result.
Yeah. Matthew Egan, yeah.
If we'd have had him in 08, who knows?
I remember
just to shut down Bud and Roughhead.
But I think he actually damaged himself more trying to get back for the grand final. I think
he did.
That was the problem. So, but you do everything you can for a premiership. So, yeah.
It's just apparently the gift that keeps on giving because I'm a math teacher. Carlton discovered us last week, and he's just been making discovery after discovery after discovery about me. He seems to be a fan already. So,
do you want to tell everybody what you did on Friday night?
I had my first.
Get closer.
Yeah, get on the camera properly.
I had my first game as a Warrior.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a practice match.
How did you
go on? And how
did
it
go?
Warrior
District. Everyone's saying I was best on ground.
You were voted best on ground. Nice.
Yeah, everyone.
Awesome stuff.
Everyone thinks she was best on ground. She played really well in the last practice match until round 1 next week. So
for the last quarter though.
But it was pretty exciting because I just got to be on parent duty. So I went and sat just in the stands with the opposition supporters.
How are you as a supporter when it comes to your own children? Are you pretty restrained? Like there's a bit of arms crossed to trying to keep all the energy that would normally bubble up in a Geelong game. You just try to keep it all bottled up and not get too excited, or
it was just a practice match. But the fact that she was playing so well, and so she's got the Bailey Smith headband on, and she's running around. She's wearing blue and white now. But the thing that made me laugh, and I was just so happy, was I'm listening to the opposition families.
Oh yeah,
they don't know that I'm her dad, and they're like, "Look at this girl! They're like, I've never seen a girl do this before, this type of stuff. His dad's going. And then all of a sudden, it's like,
I was aura farming.
I'm her dad.
I'm aura farming.
I was aura farming.
I'm just like, she absolutely loves football. And they're like, we can tell. They're like, can we poach her? It's like, oh, it's
sorry, she's in blue and white. It's not happening.
Yeah, just incredible. It was pretty awesome to watch.
And then the last quarter.
Now,
Yeah,
Gary's made the joke in there saying, was that under 9s? But what year
girls.
level?
Under 12 girls.
12s.
Yeah. But
Shadoo's even suggesting you're trying to steal her clout now, Brent.
No. I play. She played as well. Like she played an under 14 girls game last year as well, and got 2 umpires votes.
Very nice.
In that, as a 9-year-old. So that was pretty cool to watch. But yeah,
no, that's awesome. Congratulations.
And
I know it's only a practice match, but
yeah,
that's a tone setting thing.
Yeah.
And then the last quarter.
Yeah. Nah.
Isn't that your story to tell? You clearly
Yeah,
did something
nah,
awesome.
it was no.
Or she threw a right hook at someone.
No, well,
almost.
There was a moment where like she's running across half back in the last quarter, and I'm just watching it. And I'm watching this bigger girl running towards her. And I'm like, what's going on here? running, and next thing you know, Bianca's on the floor. She just like 50 meters off the ball. Just absolutely.
Is that Declan? Oh yeah, nice.
That's Declan, the forehead. There he is.
I was going to say I could see some movement on the side there.
He's just decided to make a cameo. And yeah, Bianca just ended up on the floor, and it's just like, yeah, that was when I really had to pull myself away and go, don't say anything. But then I told her after the game, I go, that's not supposed to happen. And if that does happen in future, you get up and you get in that girl's face. Because that's just, you're going to cop that a lot this year. And you just don't do it. Like,
yeah, if you're going to like, and hopefully your form continues to be amazing, but that does, the reality is that starts to make you a bit of a target.
Yeah.
And hopefully that sort of stuff doesn't keep going on.
Yeah. Because that's
and not that anyone, like to our jokes from a moment ago, not that anyone wants you to throw hands or any of those sort of things, but you're well within your rights to kind of stand up for yourself and make sure that you don't get kind of stood out, like any of that kind of standover bullshit tactics that no one needs to have to, no one should have to do with that. So.
Because it's going to happen. Like it's only going to take a couple of weeks, and coaches are going to realize, right, we're just going to have to send some girls to her and just run them. And I'm just like, it's a compliment. But you just got to.
At the end of the day, it's a compliment. It sucks, but it's a compliment. Yeah.
Yeah. And you just keep working. Keep working hard. What did you think of the game today, Dick?
Yeah, I'm playing chess. And they're playing checkers. Oh, sorry, hang on, I'll bring it back. There was a typo there from Spartacus, but it was I'm playing chess and they're playing checkers. How ridiculous! They're not on my level, quote unquote, Bianca.
Now, Declan, gameplay with Declan.
See you, Gary.
Good. All right.
Who's best on ground for you, Declan?
Best on ground.
Bailey Smith. W shirt.
People don't agree with you, I don't think, but that's all right.
Hi.
No, I think like the general sentiment is like he butchered a few, but sheer weight of numbers, and 15 inside 50s. That's a wild number.
That's
exactly.
Like whether he ends up being my best on ground, I don't know yet. But like he's someone I've got to think about. Like it's probably 3 or he's in the 3-2-1 somewhere.
Yeah. That's Sean Manor. What's wrong with Sean Manor?
He only had 6 turnovers.
He's your favourite player.
Oh no, he's trash.
8 disposals.
What's going on with Sean Manor? Come on, he's your favourite.
8 disposals, one behind.
8 disposals, and for what it's worth, 25% disposal efficiency.
What was that?
Sorry, from his 8 disposals, he was operating at 25% disposal efficiency.
Wow.
So 6 out of 8 disposals missed a target or were ineffective somehow.
Dawn, what are you doing?
He had and they were pretty ugly misses. The eye test on a few of them, they were pretty ugly misses. So.
Oh, did he? And didn't he give away a free kick in the first quarter as well? He kicked the ball into the crowd.
and his kicking efficiency was 14.3%.
Go back to the shoes, mate. Go back. Go.
How many kicks did he have?
I usually,
how many of those were kicks?
I am a fan of you, but come on, man. You got to be better than that.
Yeah, so seven of his 8 disposals were kicks, and of those, only one of them hit a target.
Wow.
Dick.
Chris Gold would be looking at that and saying, "What are you doing, mate?" He did apologize.
George
George
is coming.
He did apologize last week.
George, there it is, George.
George is coming.
And then
You heard George's footsteps.
Office and like going to Chris Scott's office and like, just drop me. Just drop me.
George deserves it.
George Stephen deserves it, mate. Just drop me.
I mean, he'll get time. Like I have no doubt he'll get plenty of time because he's been fantastic, and it's only been 2 games. This, going back to your comparison between Sean Manor and Brad Close before. Brad Close has been off for 12 months, and so there's a large body of evidence there for Brad Close that there isn't for Sean Manor. Sean Manor's just had a few dodgy weeks, and I'd give him the benefit of the doubt for at least another 2.
Yeah,
before we start really considering things.
Yeah.
But then who knows? They might manage him just to give him a break, and who knows?
Yeah.
What?
Got anything else?
3-2-1.
We can jump into 3-2-1s.
You want to do a 3-2-1?
Declan's jumped in and is already wrapping us up. Oh, hang on. Jeez, Port and St Kilda's closed up. And
I'm just looking at that now.
Kiri's in the background there, but there's now 9 points in it with 3 minutes to go.
Is this the last quarter?
It is the last quarter.
Oh, come on, power.
Now, before we do 3-2-1s, I just want to give some honourable mentions that are not in my votes.
George?
No.
George Stevens.
Now, some might disagree with me. I am. Tanner Bruin, 28 disposals, 7 tackles. He had a great game, but he's not in my 3-2-1s.
He's not in.
No. What? James Warple, 11 clearances. Not my 3-2-1s.
Not in.
Now, just another honourable mention. He was never going to be in 3-2-1s, but Connor O'Sullivan, 12 marks, as well as the most time on ground by a cap with 91%. Now, who was go first?
You get votes because you spent more time on the ground than anyone else.
More time on the ground. 3 votes. Go on.
Here we go. Hang on. Port might be onto something here.
Whoa!
Here we go.
Oh, no. The smother.
Oh!
That was a good smother by Jack Levani, who has chosen to play this game as Lord Voldemort.
Yeah.
All
right.
So 3.
Levani with his best.
Shut up. 1, Tom Atkins. 2, Max Holmes. 3, Bailey Smith.
Oh, 3 minutes in. Stupid clock. Something's counting up. Something's counting down.
Oh,
Quarter's barely started.
I thought it was too early.
Oh.
I was going to say.
My bad.
I thought this game was...
I finally looked at the clock in the corner of the screen there. I was like, hang on, 16 minutes. What is... Oh.
Do you want me to say it again?
Oh, yeah. There we go. Key's just gone and dropped it too. So
3 minutes in. There we go. So there's plenty of time.
Spartacus also says, if you're not on Bianca's list, you shit ass, get better duds.
Exactly. if you're not on the list, get better. That's it. All right. Do your 3-2-1s again? I didn't hear it.
1, Tom Atkins. 2, Max Holmes. And 3, Bailey Smith.
Yeah. It seems to be the sentiment so far.
Declan?
Brendan, what about yourself?
No,
Declan?
Declan's turn. It's your turn.
It's time to shine, mate. You've already given your 3 to Bailey Smith. So who's going to get the 2? Who's going to get the 1?
Who's the 2?
Shannon Neal.
Wow. What the heck?
We do like Big Pizza, Neil.
Shannon Neal got 2 votes. All right, who got 1? Manor?
No!
Brad Close.
George Stevens.
Mitch Edwards.
Mitch Hardy. Who you got for 1?
Max Holmes.
Max Holmes. All right, then.
That's fair. That's a good one.
Yeah, 1 point. Go.
What did I say? I don't even remember what I wrote.
Oh, Where's your paper?
No, I'll
Hang
go.
on, Bianca. I just saw that little tiny mic. I see the clubs use those. Do those things actually work?
No.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's
No.
just a prop, right?
Yeah.
No, it's worked
Good.
before.
It's like
It cuts. It's not very good.
I was gonna say these things look awful. Like,
Yeah.
It's
like
like awful as in
$3
like the technology doesn't work.
It's like
Go.
$3 at Kmart. You dog. No. So I thought.
Fine, do the other microphone.
What did I was going to
Jeez,
say?
Porter playing like a team whose senses they've got a sniff, and Jason Horn-Francis just let Brad Hill like crash through his. Oh, what they pinged him? What
They
about the high
pinged him on
con?
the ball.
Oh, that's
Oh
hard.
no, but he ducked into it. No, he ducked into it.
The
Hang on, let me have a look.
Liam Ryan got a free kick for that.
Oh yeah,
ball.
ducked in.
But that's all right. Stay on it.
If that didn't get anything, then Mark O'Connor gets off the hook.
Yeah, exactly. Bloody oath.
Like that, 3 ones.
Yeah, geez, it's hard because there's players I want to. With these votes, there's players that played above themselves that you want to give votes to, but probably weren't the top 3 on the ground. But
Yeah.
Honorable mentions.
you know what? That's why I don't want to do. I don't do honorable mentions.
You
And
wrote
I'll
it
go-
down.
They're just names to consider, but if they're not going to be in the votes, then we don't acknowledge them at all.
That's it. No, I'll go. Jeez, I'm going to say 1 for James Warple, 2 for Tanner Bruin, and I'll go 3 for Bailey Smith.
No Max Holmes.
Yes.
No, but because look, I don't know. We expect that from Max Holmes.
We also expect that from Ben Smith.
But yeah, hang on. You're talking about a lot of that was a lot of inside 50s. A lot of meters gained. That's a good headband, all right? It's a good set of hair.
It's good to have that.
So, and Warple, I like
Is this
seeing
a
Warple.
microphone for Ants or Nick Watson? So a nice little Zoolander reference there.
What, 607? Oh, you're an idiot.
Ah,
Did you see what she just said?
I saw the. I don't know. I didn't catch all of it, but I did see the 6-7 gesture at the end there, and that can go in.
Look
the
at
bin.
Bailey Smith's meters gained.
No, Max Holmes.
Max Holmes. There you go. That's why I didn't get in my
Max
vote.
Holmes, 670 meters gained.
I'm too old for this shit.
Society's down
Wow.
the toilet.
What? Yeah, and you look at that's right. Bailey Smith. That's almost a K. Almost a K of meters gained. That's a long distance. It's a long run. It's from here to KFC.
Oh, you got a KFC a kilometer away, man.
Exactly a kilometer away.
I've got to go
We've
I've got to
walked
drive 15 minutes to get to one.
No,
10
that's
minutes.
how we know. We know we've gone. When we go for a run, once we hit KFC, that's 1K. So we know that. So
Oh, love to go smash some Dirty Bird, but I have to drive out of town to go get it. It's not worth it. Not with the cost of petrol these days. You almost pay more in petrol than it costs to get the KFC.
yeah, that's right.
All right, Bianca, you privileged KFC local person, you. I'll behave myself. Your dad might kick my ass.
Nah, you're a pain in the ass.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't pushed you.
All right, got anything else before we wrap it up?
No.
You go to bed?
No.
You got school in the morning?
No.
Nah,
I have
got
another week
to
of
go.
school holidays.
Another week to go.
Hey.
This is something Bianca and I can get around. Long live the school.
Yeah.
Another bloody
Dab.
week. This shit.
Dab.
No.
No, Dab.
What are we doing here? These bloody school. Jack Silvani kicks a goal.
W. I tipped St Kilda. I'm not proud of that though. I hate St Kilda.
Lord Voldemort kicks a goal.
Oh. Oh, they don't look thrilled.
He might have just Avada Kedavra at Port Adelaide.
There you go.
It's Voldemort.
Baltimore.
He's dad. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, they paid 50. Jason and Francis. Not 50. That shouldn't have been 50. Actually, He ran past the mark, but didn't stay on the mark. So
Oh, he didn't stay on the mark.
You think Horn Francis is shattered that he left North Melbourne now?
Yeah, probably. They're doing pretty well, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't see the green shoots with Port yet. Like it feels like they could still fall lower, like fall further.
Yep, especially when they lose Butters.
If they lose, if or when,
they
lose Butters. Regardless of where he goes, like they're going to get some great draft picks. Hopefully, they draft well with them. But,
I mean, look,
right, it's going to be a pretty tricky one.
They've got a Sava Radaglia, so that's all right.
That's a good point.
I mean,
who cares about him, dude?
It's not like they don't have, Mitch Edwards, George Stevens, and Lawson Humphries. So there's some nice little pieces there.
Yeah, the what ifs, right?
Yeah.
Messiah.
Well, I can see Kiri in the background. It looks like maybe he's got some functioning internet now. I can, and maybe not actually. I can hear him pushing his ear towards the phone to try and hear anything. So we'll have to see how we go here. But thank you for coming on, team. It's been awesome to chat as always. We'll get to do it again next week. As I've said to everyone so far, you'll need to actually tell me a little bit about what went on in the game next week because I won't see most of it. And then I'll just catch up on it after the fact and record a reaction like I 100% knew what was going on all the time.
Yep. And we'll see if Ben can do a good job. I'm sure he will.
Ben's got the Paul James show, but I will still host I'll still host post-game live. It's just that I expect that I'll get home from Sydney and the kids in bed by about 9:30 and the game will finish at what, 10ish?
Yeah.
So I might get to see the last quarter and catch up on some other bits and pieces earlier. And the conversation's now straight into talk about KFC, the closest KFC to Kingy and such. So I'm really glad that we went here. Last week we were talking about Horacio's curtains. So
get KFC on board as a sponsor of the Hoops Crew. What do you reckon?
That'd be huge.
We can do it.
No, absolutely, Bianca. We do it. We sell our souls to KFC for a big payout and a few buckets of fried chicken. And
that's a good idea.
I'll take it. That way, you can keep going to school and I won't anymore.
Is it?
I'll take that KFC money. I'll be a shield.
Love it. So this game's
been one of those horrible ads. Anyway, Shadu says, "Wait, people go to Red Rooster." I can't believe it. Red Rooster's amazing.
It is.
Yeah, it is actually really good. I don't know what it's saying, mate. It's really good.
Red Rooster's good.
Firstly, their chips.
Oh,
so much better than everyone else's.
Yeah.
They're always fresh. You always have to wait a while because they don't have a lot of business. So you've always got to wait a while. I don't think they cook them until they know, oh, hang on, we've got a customer. All right. Let's throw something in the
one, guys.
They're got quarter chicken chips gravy.
Wow.
It's Paul's favorite food when he gets the munchies after a session. All this, where I have to scroll back through the chat to work out where all this drug talk came from. Like, why am I suddenly a junkie? Like, when did this start in the chat today? I saw it earlier, and Kingy's got a Zambrero's nearby. Zambrero's is unreal. None of this Guzmani Gomez rubbish. Zambrero's the place to be.
All right, to change the subject.
We're done now. No, you talk too much.
It's just quickly. It just noticed on the bottom of the screen that this has been the highest attendance of a gather round.
Oh, well, there you go.
270,000 people.
And hang on. Kiri says he's ready to go. Cool. The Geelong game, like that was the highest attendance at a Norwood game ever. So they're continuing to just build on. Which is great considering it didn't involve a South Australian local team. Like it was the Interstaters. So not that they would of course play at Adelaide Oval to maximise the crowds, but it's good stuff.
Would have got more people there if George was playing though. But
yeah,
absolutely would have got more people.
Yeah. Honestly, we would have gone.
I would have gone.
Yeah, we would have gone.
The fast food conversation's continuing. Shadu says
we've got to dedicate a stream to it.
Looks like a front.
We're going to dedicate a stream to it. Let's do it.
What's your favourite fast food? And we'll just go for it. Shadu has KFC, GYG, Macca's, and a sushi train within 1 kilometre each direction of my house and others. I'm so
Lucky.
depressed. I have McDonald's. That's it. There's a
Everyone has
Subway.
McDonald's.
I have McDonald's. That's it.
We had KFC.
And it was an ordeal for my hometown to get, like, the whole council got involved and people were enraged. Oh my God, it's going to suck the soul out of our town. Fuck. I mean,
Hungry
sorry.
Jack's is close, isn't it? Hungry Jack's.
Yeah, we've got all that. We've got
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
The petrol sucks though.
It's because I'm straight as an arrow, maths teacher, nice bloke, talented host, something you must not like. Oh, right. Okay. That's the narrative. I have to be doing something dodgy because apparently I'm a top bloke. I'll take that. It's because the job suggests that I deal in math, but really I'm actually dealing in something that's spelt similarly. Meth.
But
Anyway.
I was going to say, Walter, what?
It's meth joke. I'm a meth dealer, not a math dealer.
I love maths. Maths is the best.
Hang on. Which way is this conversation just gone? We're behaving. We're all behaving here. Maths one of your better subjects? Is maths one of your better subjects? Good. If you ever need a tutor, I can remotely tutor.
Bet.
Keep that in mind through your high school years. I've got your back.
I'm very good at maths.
Good.
And he knows.
Good job. I'm not. But yeah.
Yeah, Kingy. Yeah, I did see. I couldn't remember who mentioned it, but I did see that earlier on. So. All right, let's move on from that. We're all we're getting significantly derailed here, fellas. I'm gonna leave you on that note.
Yep.
Thank you all. It's been a pleasure as always, and like I said, looking forward to chatting again next week off the back of hopefully a Cats win against the Dogs. Are you going to be going to the game?
I think so. Friday night.
Is it GMHBA?
Yeah, curtain raiser as well.
No, you got to go to the curtain raise. You got to see George.
Go see George.
Done.
And that is the best possible sign off. That's better than any little air dab that we had going before.
That's right. See, George brings us together. There you go.
There we go. United by George Stevens. All right, thanks, team. Look forward to chatting sometime soon.
Nice.
Go
See
Cat.
you guys.
Go George.
All right, let's bring in Kiri next. There he is, and I've got to find the layout. There you are. Bit of mood lighting too for the great man. How's things, mate?
Yeah, no, good. I'm just in the car. I'm about a couple of minutes away from home, so that's okay. I'm just
Sorry,
parked.
mate. There'd be no judgment here. I think people have seen me do the call in from Postgame Live when I was driving home from a school with Deb at one point. So there's no judgment for anyone who's doing the commute.
Yeah, nah, sweet. Yeah, I thought I'd beat the rush for the Port and Saints game because I thought it was going to be. I thought it'd be over. They were up by like 30 points, St Kilda, and
It's back to 20 now.
Back.
It's back to 20 now with 5.5 to go. So I think in the end probably a safe decision, but it did tighten up there for a bit.
It did, and yeah, the rain certainly didn't help either. All weekend, like it was absolutely wet, weather-wise, not good. The fixturing, not really good either. So overall for the gather round, I think probably the worst out of the four, but that's beside the point. Obviously, we want to talk about our game. Yeah, look, I thought it was a good win by the Catters today.
Sorry, just before.
No, you're all right.
Brendan's just commented in saying, as soon as the stream cut up, Bianca says, I said maths, what's meth?
Oh, no.
I'm so sorry, Brendan.
Oh, jeez. Oh, here we go.
She's going to be a professional footballer, so she's not going to engage in any of that in the slightest.
Long night for the Vellas.
We've just
but yeah, I thought,
I'm so sorry, Vellas. Actually, yeah, no, that's a good point. Let's blame Spartacus.
Yeah, that is dreadful. Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, sorry, go on.
No, you're right.
You're right. The weather obviously hasn't worked out, and the fixturing's shit house, which is, I mean, obviously that's a broader issue than just gather round, but it's had an impact on gather round. So,
it's just how can you have teams like Melbourne and Essendon for like 3 years in a row at the Adelaide Oval? The only best game was the Sydney and Gold Coast game at Norwood. That should have been at the Adelaide Oval easily.
Well, and even that wasn't an overly close game in the end. So
It wasn't at the end, but at least it had a bit of contest in there. But ironically, it was the Adelaide and Carlton game that was probably the best out of all of them. And we thought that was going to be an absolute blowout.
What about margin wise? There's obviously Collingwood and Freo as well, even though the quality of the game wasn't amazing.
Nah, only the fourth quarter was good. But yeah, look, I thought the Nord, the venue itself, fantastic. Obviously, the dimensions is a lot smaller than Cardinia Park, but yeah, I thought it was a nice stadium. Going to the open training, all the Cats fans all turned out, and just standing there as well. I was standing behind the goals with the cheer squad. Oh, jeez. This is going to be derailed at the moment.
We broke one tonight.
Oh,
Spartacus is timing himself out. This is where we need Horatio to come in and start talking about curtains and blinds.
I think so. That's his job later on in the show. So, but yeah, look, I liked it. I loved us playing at the Nord, and I wouldn't mind us playing there again. It gives you that old suburban football sort of feel. It's like you're right on the boundary line, closer to the players, close to the action. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
It did look really community footy like.
It did. Yeah, community is the word which I'm trying to look for as well. But the game wise, the first 5 to 10 minutes in that first quarter, I thought, oh no, we're looking in trouble here. West Coast, they're on top of us. I knew we were going to click in at some stage, but I'm like, come on, we got to get going. And to our credit, we did. I thought our third quarter was brilliant. And as soon as it went to the fourth, I think it was like the last 5 to 10 minutes, we just weren't clinical. We just weren't clinical at goal. Like, we could have absolutely put them away by, 60, 70 points. Yeah, but you got to, at the end of the day, you just got to take the 4 points and move on. It's just, it's not one of the win for the ages, but yeah, you just got to move it on. And 100%. It gives you that Cardinia Park feel, that Princes Park at Carlton. I love it. I honestly, I wouldn't mind us going back to the Norwood Oval again, even the Barossa as well. At first, when the fixture came out, I thought, oh no, why we playing over there? We've come off of a grand final. Yeah, we should always be at the Adelaide Oval, but don't knock it until you try it. We went to the Food and Wine Festival afterwards as well. That was absolutely rocking.
That was like you and Lucas and some others, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, a few other people as well. Yeah, it's a great, if you ever come to gather round, definitely go catch a game at the Norwood as well. Brilliant venue, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's something I want to do at some point, and then I'll just now that we've got an ABN here at the Hoops Crew, I'll just expense the whole thing. My tax agent will love it when the time comes. But yeah, I mean, look, it looks awesome. Like, I've only been to SA, I think, like once at this point, and it was basically in and out. I came in for a games thing, and I was straight out afterwards. So it was a shame, because I kind of I went through the Adelaide Hills. I'm like, this part's beautiful. Like, I thought it was amazing. Didn't get to spend any time in it. Basically, the outskirts of town. Attended I can't even think of the venue that I was at. Attended that, and then just drove back out for an 8.5 hour drive home. Like, it was a real shame, because it looked amazing, and I just want to spend more time in SA, but just haven't done it yet. So yeah.
Was that the football park days at West Lakes back then?
Oh no, this was like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the old footy park, obviously I remember all the old footage from watching games at football park and how awesome that looked. And I mean, does Amy, like the current stadium, does it kind of stack up Adelaide Oval versus footy park in terms of the environment and the culture that kind of creates there? You're a neutral for most of these, but
you can't. I mean, you can't beat Adelaide Oval, like, convenience wise to get there. Like, you just catch the train and you just walk on the footbridge. As soon you're just right on the ground. Like, absolutely easy to get to. you know, because whereas back in the day, you would just have to catch like a bus to get to the ground. Takes you about nearly half an hour from the city, but they had 3 buses for the city to the Norwood ground as well for free too. So kudos to the South Australian government for doing that. Yeah, but nothing beats the Adelaide Oval. It was always bound to happen for both the Crows and Port Adelaide to play their home games over there and move all the Sandful matches.
Yep.
As well, the Crows, they still got the old ground at Footy Park, but they're going to move. They're going to move to Thebarton now. Port's obviously got Alberton, but now Port want to play home games at Alberton as well for their AFL team. But yeah, now back to the Cats. I thought Bailey Smith did his usual stuff. Tanner Bruin, who
there we
I
go.
wanted to see.
Game over. Saints win by 14 points.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Thank God I got that tip right. Tanner Bruin, I wanted to see more on ball. I saw that. That was great to see as well. Sean Manor.
I was going to say, what's your take on Shawnee Manor? Because what we can see on camera didn't look impressive, but was he at least moving to the right positions off camera and just wasn't working out his way, or did he just look lost?
He was just missing an action. I could not notice him on the pitch whatsoever. Like, I was talking to Lucas at the ground, and he was asking me, where's Sean Manor? And I said, I can't find him, and I was loaded up on the phone, my stats on the phone. He only had the 5 disposals, and you go say that I played my worst game. I'll bounce back next week, but yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. I will give him next week against the Western Bulldogs, but if that happens again, Paul, I don't know, man. He might need a stint. He might need a stint in the twos, like.
It's so sudden. That's the wild thing. Like he was playing great footy 2 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden,
footy 2 weeks ago. It's unbelievable. Like but if this was any kid in our team, Paul, like
absolutely.
If you had an Ollie Wiltshire, if you had a George Stevens or a Jai Clark, they'd be dropped straight away. Like Brad Close, I think he's bought some time because he kicked a goal.
He did. Yeah, he kicked a couple of goals and was pretty important in a few others. I just double checked. 2 weeks ago, the Adelaide game, 24 disposals, 1 goal, 1.
Yeah.
4 clearances, 5 tackles, and then all of a sudden there's been trash for the last, 10 days roughly since.
No, I don't know. I just hope it's a rough patch for his sake, because when we know he's good, he looks like $1 million. But
I do think it's just a rough patch. Like something's clearly gone amiss for him, and he's just a bit off the boil.
He's just the worst player on the field. There's just no in between for like Sean Manor. Maybe we throw him in the midfield. I know that Ethan talked about that on the last show to get him involved more in the game. He's got a great set of hands. He's very clean with the ball when he has it. Just throw him in there for 5 to 10 minutes. See what he could do. Get him involved in the game, because, I was really, really disappointed, because you think in him playing in the VFL in his Werribee days as well, you think he'd thrive off those small grounds. I was very disappointed in Sean Manor. I hope he bounces back, but if that happens again
at least not that he had the ball much, but at least the thing he had going for him last week is that his kicking efficiency, which 100% of his disposals were kicks last week, he was at least going at 67%. Today it was like 12 and a half. No, what did we say before? It was like 14% or something. It was 1 out of his 7 kicks hit a target. Or was considered effective, I guess, whether it was put in front of a player or whatever. So he found it one or two times more, but butchered it so much more this week. So I would argue, today was just as bad as last week, if not maybe worse. Yeah. Against a really lowly ranked team who he had the opportunity to beat up on. So,
and that's the other thing.
Very strange.
Against the Hawthorn team, fair enough. They're the standout of the competition at the moment. They absolutely demolished the Bulldogs. But a team against West Coast, a deplorable team. There's no excuses. There's absolutely no excuses. And you got the Bulldogs. I think the cracks are starting to show. They've got injuries left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
He needs to lift. He absolutely needs to lift.
He does have an opportunity this week for sure.
Yeah. He needs a big game, Sean Manor, because you've got other players coming in, like
say his name, George
to be
Stevens.
an unlucky guy to make way when you've got a few people coming back into the team. Jack Henry, Mark Blitzarves, Jack Martin. Don't want Danger. Not yet.
I don't want Danger. I don't want Danger playing as a forward, but I know the reality of the situation. So no, I mean Danger will play. Chris Scott said in his press conference 2 weeks ago, he said it was going to be 1 to 2 weeks, and if he doesn't play by then, and he actually invited the media to come and have a crack at him if he didn't play by the end of what would be the Bulldogs game. So Danger will play. I have no doubt about it. But yeah, like Danger comes in, Jack Martin comes in, you go, okay, well, if we're just talking about like for likes based on how they're being used, not what we believe, but how they're being used, then 2 forwards have to come out. And for my mind, Ollie Wiltshire will be one of them.
Yeah.
Based on a larger package of form over the 12 months, I think the other should be Brad Close, but I don't think it will be.
It won't be.
So then your conversation becomes what? We don't have a lot of other options at that point. You start going, oh, Shawnee Manor, your form's not great. Maybe it's a conversation.
Yeah. Or is Ollie Henry going to be the scapegoat again? Like,
I hope not. That would be.
I hope not, because I saw Shadu on the chat. Like, if Danger comes back, Ollie Henry goes downhill again. I hope not either, because he was really good today. He made a couple of great tackles today as well. Showing more physical contact, which is what I want to see from Ollie Henry.
Spartacus with Danger's back, for fuck's sake. My arm hasn't healed properly yet. This bloke's about to even them up. Yeah, it's a really tricky one. And look, it goes back to the conversation that I was having with Ethan and Ben earlier on about the depth in the squad. Like it's unreal the depth that we've got. But yeah, I don't know what we do about like some of these ins and some of the outs. Like it's a good situation, but also sucks for some players that I would be. Yeah. I'd be really flat for Ollie Henry if he had to give way for Danger or Stengel or Jack Martin or whatever, because he's really stepped up, and that defensive part of the game that we've all commented and critiqued, that's tracking pretty well. But then also, even if he holds his spot and Danger comes in, all of a sudden Danger starts getting in his path and doing all the things that Danger was doing that really derailed his season last year. I mean, not Danger on his own, but it was definitely a part of it. As far as I'm concerned, I'm adamant, and I spoke about it a lot in my reactions and post-game live last year, that I was certain that Danger was unintentionally doing a lot of damage to the Ollie Henry game. Yeah. And I worry that that'll happen again. I just want Danger to play as a midfielder.
Yeah, as a midfielder, but maybe as the Scott Pendlebury sort of role off of the bench.
Off the bench. The Scott Pendlebury, Joel Selwood thing. That's exactly how it should happen.
That's what I want to see, but
just go in and come in for 50% of game time and just bash blokes up.
Yeah. But just got to make sure that his calf's right as well, because he shouldn't have played in the round 1 game against Fremantle. Shouldn't have played at all. But I'll just keep holding him off until he's right to go. But at the end of the day, I'm not the team doctor or anything like that. That's their call. But yeah.
Shadu says depth ? I just see nice sweeteners for a Butters deal.
100%. Yeah. Gee whiz.
I heard the point raised about Zach Butters this week, and it wasn't necessarily about should a club trade for him, but it was more about his value. The conversations about $2 million a year or whatever the pay packet ends up being. He has kicked, and I have to double check it, he's kicked like 1 goal in about the last 20 games. Not because of inaccuracy, because he's just not shooting at goal. Does that, in your mind, should that work against him for his value? Should he be considered a $2 million player? And I know $2 million sounds outrageous. I spoke about it on the Paul James show the other day. Joey Montana actually the other day mentioned the fact that that's just 10%, close enough to 10% of the salary cap these days, which is what a Nick Riewoldt or a Chris Judd or a Gary Ablett Jr. were being paid back in the day. It was just the salary cap was much lower. Should he be getting paid that sort of equivalent of those sorts of blokes if he doesn't hit the scoreboard
I think
You
he's
know,
still worth every
it-
penny, Paul. Like, you get a Zach Butters into our midfield. He won't just be our best midfielder; he'll be our best player in the team. Like, whether he's scoring goals or not, he will still hurt you when he racks up with the ball. Like,
he kicked one goal. I'm just double checking now. He kicked one goal through the entirety of 2025.
Yeah, right. I thought he kicked more.
He's kicked none so far this year, but whatever, the season's young. But
Wow.
yeah, he's kicked one goal in the last 2 seasons of football. But prior to that, he was kicking one every other game. So it seems like last year was just the quieter one.
Yeah,
But
right.
so that might just be the nature of his role within the Port Adelaide team, as opposed to a capacity or an ability thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's kicked 68 goals in his career over 8 seasons. So he's just shy of 10 a year.
Yeah, that's crazy. I swear he kicked more last year. That's absurd.
Yeah, so it's hard to get a clear picture on it, but I think part of it's the nature of the role he's got to play for his team right now. So actually, I heard that data point, but now that I'm actually looking at the larger sample of his entire career, I'm less concerned by it now.
But he is definitely picking up a lot more slack in the middle as well. When you're missing Connor Rosie, you're missing Miles Bergman. You could see why as well. But yeah, not looking good for Port. Not looking good for Port at all. And we do have him in a couple of weeks on the Anzac Day as well, which I'll be there too. So
are we playing him? Is that fall on Anzac Day?
Yes,
That's
it
awesome.
is. Yeah. No, it's straight after the Collingwood Essendon game.
Oh yeah, I see. Yep.
So it's a Saturday night game, but yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be a cracker. Last time we played them over there, we absolutely blew them off the park by like 70 points.
We did, yeah.
And that's when Jezza started to really get going into his Coleman season as well. Kicked 7, but he kicked 5 in the second quarter. Like, could not get a kick when Lockie Jones tagged him, but as soon as Lockie Jones came out, it was all injuries galore. I don't know if you remember that game last year.
Yeah, I do.
Paul.
Yeah, it was carnage.
Paul Francis injured. Paddy got injured. Bose got injured. It was hamstrings galore, but we just absolutely ran away with it. Port were a man down because it was the sub rule, but yeah,
what a shame.
Yeah, fell apart after 3/4 time. So, but that's right. It came to my mind, Paul, because at the game today, after the game, because I was obviously sitting in the cheer squad. All the boys, they were giving out the footballs and all of that. They were on the forward pocket on the other side. They didn't come to the cheer squad at all. And I was quite a bit surprised, actually. I thought they'd come, someone take photos, autographs and all that, give the little footies to the kids. But they didn't come to the cheer squad side at all. I was a bit perplexed by that.
Do you think that's just a case of, the cheer squad, which is obviously you were sitting in, but like the majority of the cheer squad are probably the group that follows them all around the country.
Yeah.
Do they go, we see these guys every week. Let's get around to the others who maybe, we only play at best maybe 2 games in South Australia per year. At best, maybe 3 if we play Adelaide and Port Adelaide at home and then come in for gather round as well. Let's just get around to the locals and make sure we catch as many of them as possible. It is odd that if no one made their way there, that is odd.
Yeah. I don't know, because at the Adelaide Oval, they come towards the cheer squad there as well. But some of the fans that made the trip too. But I don't know. That's just my opinion.
That's
really
an interesting one. No, that is really an interesting one. I had no idea.
Yeah, but even at the open training on the Saturday, that only lasted for about half an hour to 40 minutes. Not all the boys went around to take photos and autographs. It did say in the email that it is a bit limited. But yeah, it was like I only had a photo with like James Warple, and he signed my poster, and straight afterwards, they had a footy clinic with some of the kids up there. So I thought I'd stick around a bit, hoping to get more photos. And but some of the fans had already left. So
we'll just have to get you to come in for one of their pre-season training sessions, mate. Just get you to wander over to Deakin, which is where 2 years ago now, myself, Ben, I brought my son along, and we just sat in there, and all the players just walked over to him because no one's actually coming to watch, and they all just came over, said hi, had a good chat with him. He got his photos and signatures with everyone.
100%.
I know we're talking slightly different age between yourself and my then 5-year-old, but
and he was near me and he decided to walk off, and I was like, "No, that's it. You're getting dropped back to the twos because of that." Nah.
Enough of that shit.
But yeah, it's just I don't know, Paul. It's just like, especially to some of the fans that actually paid their hard-earned money to make the trip to come to the gather around here. I think it's a little bit of a slap in the face. I understand that they do see the cheer squad people every week in Geelong and in Melbourne as well, but I don't know. At least a bit of an acknowledgement, like. But yeah, no, I did get a photo with Sully. He's a nice young man. Yeah.
Isn't it depressing that we speak about the blokes like this?
Yeah,
good young
James
bloke.
Warple, he was
we're old pricks.
Yeah. James Warple, I thought, he felt a little bit flat. He felt a little bit cold. I don't know. It's because
he's still got some. He's still got some brown and gold in his veins.
Maybe a bit of Hawthorn in him, and I think maybe his obligation in his first year of the club, he has to go around all the fans.
Try and convince him that he's one of us now. Don't worry, I'm with my best mate Ryan. It's okay.
But yeah.
Were there any players that I guess we've kind of focused on some less positive aspects of the game or areas for improvement, but what really took your fancy from today's game?
What took me fancy? Yeah, well, not really sort of standout sort of moments, Paul. I really liked Mark O'Connor's performance. I couldn't believe he kicked 3 goals. I thought, has he ever kicked more than 1 goal? And then all of a sudden, one of them from the forward pocket. I thought, unbelievable. I thought, who the heck is that? Because this was on the other side of the ground, and they said Mark O'Connor. I'm like, wow. I thought it was Brad Close.
You're right. He'd never kicked more than 1, and then all of a sudden he kicks 3.5.
And even Sam De Koning was kicked a goal as well.
Sully had his opportunity and missed it.
He had his chance. Oh, Connor O'Sullivan, what are you doing, brother? What are you doing?
He's just saving it for I said this earlier in the stream. I can't remember who I was chatting to at the time. It might have been the Vels. I was just like, he's just saving it for grand final day. He's just going to do. He's going to do a Sam De Koning. No, it was with Ethan.
Yeah,
he's going to do a Sam De Koning and get a little gimme in the goal square.
I thought he did a bit of a celebration, the soccer player, with that sort of thing.
Get down, slide, chest out.
Oh, yeah, and I actually thought he kicked it, but I thought, oh my god,
I think he did too. He couldn't believe that he missed it.
Yeah, and that was on the bloody bounce on Fox Footy on the live show at the Adelaide Oval too, which I went funnily enough, but yeah.
How was that experience?
That was fun. I enjoyed that actually.
Nice.
Yeah. They had the producer there beforehand giving us instructions you got to be quiet during this. You can't be on your phone. You can't look at the camera, otherwise you're going to look like an idiot. We'll give you the cue to turn it up, and the Spuds Golden Fist, bang, bang.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, it was awesome. I enjoyed it. that was fantastic. Yeah, because I knew they were going to do it, and as soon as I walked in, I'll go over there. But yeah, absolutely. I do think Sully is going to be the next Mark Blitzavs. I even said before the game, if Geelong are up
he can kick
70 points in the third quarter, put him up forward.
Get him a few cheapies.
Yeah, but his work further up the ground. He's getting better and better, and he's a generational talent, Connor O'Sullivan. Yeah, but the goal kicking is what he needs to work on. So,
look, this was just a rushed one. Didn't work out. Clearly enjoyed it though. One of my big takeaways from it was that. Yeah. I'd like. Geez, wouldn't it be good? Grand final day one gets a little cheapy one in the goal square, just like Sam de Koning. One of my big takeaways from the game was, and we've kind of expected this from him, but it's been kind of absent throughout 2026 so far, was Tom Atkins really getting back to Tom Atkins workman-like stuff. 30 disposals. He did that from 77% game time too, by the way.
Yeah.
So he still had plenty of time on the bench, but 30 disposals, 11 tackles, 6 clearances. I'm like, okay, that's the axe. He's back. Especially after last week, we were pretty critical. And I think deservedly so. But that was a huge step back in the right direction. So
he was brilliant. And I thought, because he looked spent last week at the Easter Monday game, I thought maybe he could use a bit of a rest for Warple to come in and he could play the Atkins role. But yeah, he just played like a fiery in his belly.
I say that. I've just taken a look at the tackle count, the 2026 tackle count total. He's third on the list, so he's not even that far off the mark, despite having had a few rough ones up to that point.
He had a slow start, that's for sure. Like even opening round when I went to the Gold Coast, just could not lay a damn tackle. That's incredible. And 19 contested possessions as well. I had a look before coming on here. He's getting the hard ball as well. So brilliant. And yeah, great to see Atkins back to his commanding self in the contest. Because I thought, maybe we rest him, but no, he was brilliant. I loved Tom Atkins' game today. So yeah, no, he definitely gets a shout out for me as well.
Big Shannon Pizza Neal sitting equal 5th in the Coleman right now.
Ooh.
There's a fair bit of space between Ben King, Jack Gunston, then the chasing pack, but he's in that chasing pack. So good on him.
And he's a head of Jezza as well.
He's a head of Jezza, who's he'd be sitting on. He kicked 3 today. I think it was 5 before that, so he'd be sitting on 8. He doesn't feature in the top 20, but Ollie Henry 8, Jeremy Cameron 7. Sorry, so Jeremy's on 7 for the year.
And another thing as well. Jake Waterman was goalless today as well. I know
he butchered a few.
But he probably set up a few as well.
He had a few shots. He just hacked a couple of them.
Yeah, just absolutely shanked a couple. But
Waterman kicked one. He kicked 1 goal 3.
Oh, he did kick a goal.
Yeah, I think it was one really early in the first. If I recall.
Never mind. But he was quiet. He was absolutely quiet. Which I thought was a huge pass. But then you had players like Job Shanahan, 4 goals. Like, how do you bloody allow that?
Kid can play.
Yeah.
There's a couple that to be fair to him or to the Geelong team, I guess more specifically, there was a few that sailed over the contest and then landed in his lap. Like he got a couple of those.
Yeah.
And you just got to take your opportunities when sometimes that's just the ball falls your way. But the kid can play. So, I mean, I'm bringing up his profile picture now. There's a lot of facial features all crammed into a very small space. Like there's a lot of real estate on the side. sorry, Joe. I shouldn't get so personal here. But your features are all very clustered together. But he can play football.
He can, and he's a bright spark in this West Coast team, along with Willem Dersmer as well. I thought he was good too.
Yeah.
Cooper
Duff Titlett's going to go places too. He's just the nature of his role a little bit harder, but but he's a gun as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'll give you
I was going to say, throw some 3-2-1s at me. I think that's where you're about to go. So
I'll give you my 3-2-1s. So 3, I'll give to Bailey Smith. I mean, it's the unanimous player. You know, doing what he does best. Kicked the goal as well, which I'd like to see too. From the ground, I don't know how many turnovers he had, but from the ground, I thought he was much better with the ball. Was actually making his targets.
His kicking efficiency was at, in the end, where are we? I've got to try and find. Oh, geez, I'm having to scroll again. His kicking efficiency was 54.2% from how many kicks?
Which is about right.
From 34 kicks. So that'll be about 17 and 16, I would have thought. So 16 ineffective.
Yeah.
Considered ineffective. That's a very open-ended thing, but 54.2 100 by, what did I say? 34 kicks. Oh, no, sorry, that's 34 disposals, 24 kicks.
Oh, yeah.
13 out of the 24 were effective, so 11 ineffective.
Yeah.
But, 15 inside 50s. Like, the reality is, if he, and again, someone said it earlier on, I think it might have been Ben. The reality is, if he is turning the ball over inside our forward 50, that is far better than him hacking a kick with
100%.
some centering pass coming from half back, and all of a sudden the opposition.
Absolutely.
Like, I would rather him turn it over there, or not even turn it over, but like miss a target in the forward 50 and then let our small shark it, put the pressure on, tackle, try and lock the ball in there, set up the wall.
He's hacking it from the half-back flank, or he's running on the wing, hacks it on the full, like we've seen sometimes as well. I'd rather
not ideal. I'd rather him hit his targets, but at the end of the day, he's launching that ball in there 15 times.
But make our small and medium-sized forwards actually go and hunt for the ball, like Brad Close. Here's the ball, go bloody get it.
Go get it.
I was happy with his performance today. 2 votes. I'll give to Tom Atkins, which we talked about. His tackling, his pressure is back, getting a lot of the hard ball, back to his best football. And the 1 vote, I'm going to give to James Warple. I thought he was really good with the 20 disposals. Very effective with the ball as well. Brought in the pressure too. It
was a very rounded game. Like he had his 5 tackles, but he also had 11 clearances. So
insane with the clearance count as well. And this is what we want to see. Something to build on from that from Warps. Very happy with his performance. Because he was someone that I've been critical of as well. But he took his opportunity. So well done, James. We'll see how
still got that brown and gold in there from what Kiri could tell before. But we'll let you off for now.
He single-handedly got us to a grand final. So I guess I'm going to come in some slack. But But my first impressions of him, at the training and all that, I don't know. Hope he's not watching this. He's probably not.
He's probably not. Of course. Sorry, let's assume he is. Let's assume all the Cats players do.
No, I love you, James. You're going to the better team, mate. So.
He's absolutely seen the light, no doubt about it.
You're already a club legend anyway, But,
and you can't filter out the brown and gold straight away. It takes a little bit of time to filter the rubbish out of the system.
But yeah, Paul, that's about it, mate. I'm probably start to head home, but yeah, we'll see you after the Bulldogs game on Friday night, and hope we get the chocolates there.
Yeah, no. Like I've said to a few others, you'll have to tell me a little bit about the game because I'm missing most of it. I'll be in the air flying back from Sydney during the game. I think I get home at about. I would land at about 8:30. Something like that. 8:30.
What about Ben? He'd go to the game.
Yeah, I think Ben is going to the game. So he's going to the game, but he won't get. I'll get back in time to ultimately run post game live. Like I will get home probably 8:40. Sorry, land about 8:40. Get home quarter past 9.
Yeah.
Literally throw the kids into bed. We'll be watching the game. However, I can watch the game just low key, phone tucked down the side. Resting on my son or my daughter, trying to help them get to sleep, watching the game here, catch as much of it as possible, and then just walk in for post-game live and go, all right, everyone tell me, what did I miss in the first half? Because that's pretty much where I'm at.
Oh, well, yeah.
Spuddicus says, Ben can sit with Catman and make it a nuffy off.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What week did Paul give you nuff?
Thanks for having me on, Paul, as always. And thanks to everyone for your support as well. Also the gather round, and if you are planning to go next year, absolutely make it. I think next year is going to be the last year of the deal, so
it'll keep going. It'll keep going. It's going too well.
Send it. Fingers crossed. But get there while you can. It's look, the weather wasn't obviously not as good, but it's the camaraderie of all the supporters getting together as well. Like I was last night on Saturday night. I was talking to a Hawthorn supporter. You know, like we had a good conversation. You won't get that in Melbourne or being here.
Yeah, we're a bunch of antisocial bastards here, right?
Sorry,
I said we're a bunch of antisocial bastards here in Melbourne.
But it's just the fact that everyone's wearing their team colours as well, all getting together and all of that, cheering on for the teams, and cheering on for teams that they don't support as well. It's an awesome vibe. Definitely get around to it. Fantastic experience, and let's keep this going. Let's absolutely keep this going.
I have no doubt it'll keep going. It's been too successful. The numbers, obviously, this year, despite the weather, the numbers are the highest they've been. That's a great sign for the future. I'm sure the AFL will keep it going. Yeah. And old mate Malinauskas is not going to allow it to change. He's too bullish about it.
He is. No, he is. Yeah. But we're at Geelong undefeated at gather round as well. Which is
4 and zip.
Good too.
Is it 4 and zip? 3 and zip. 4.
Yeah. Four and zip. Yeah. 4 and zip. Yeah.
I can't believe we've had 4 of these already. That's wild.
Yeah. I can't believe it either. Yeah. That's but wherever we will be there, no matter what.
Any day, anytime.
Bring on next year. But on to next week against the Bulldogs at the Cattery, and hopefully we get the job done there. Get some more percentage, climb up on the ladder. It's again, Cats fans. It's not a sprint; it's a marathon.
We're pretty good at the marathon. We're pretty good at the marathon.
Take it week by week.
It's a good way to sign things off. So thanks for coming on board, mate. I know you've been sitting in the car now probably for a little bit, so
probably
appreciate it.
No worries.
And we'll chat to you nice and soon.
Thanks, mate. Good on you. See you,
mate. Look after yourself. All right. That is where we'll wrap things up. Kiri was our final guest for the night. It's been a pleasure to get to chat to you all as always. We've gone for, ticked over 2.5 hours. And like I said, as I've said a few times throughout the stream tonight, next week I'll be coming in pretty hot from a plane trip. Hopefully there's no delays or any of those sorts of things. But if that's the case, you'll unfortunately have to get Ben to host, or it'll just be a really late start. I will come in and be part of Postgame Live no matter what. I'm hoping that you'll be there with me no matter what time we get started. Big match against the Bulldogs. Big opportunity to get a scalp, regardless of how injured they are. Big opportunity to get a scalp against a serious team. And continue to, as Kiri said, build that percentage and build our portfolio going into the finals later in the year. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I don't need to sign off in all the usual ways, but if you've enjoyed the video, make sure to like it, subscribe to the Hoops Crew. And until next time, remain Geelong strong, everyone. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you later. Go Cats.
In his hand, it's time for the show. Dropping pussy down facts, mitts, forwards and backs. Representing G-Town while talking the smack. Crashing facts like Patty, where the hell you at? Hoops crew are exploding, don't ever look back. Then we got Paul, yeah, he knows his stuff. He's a man, he's a myth, taking on the nuffs. The man don't miss, he loves to react. His words cut deep, he's a counterattack. Balls on fire, brings a mic to life. Don't fuck with B-Dog if you value your life. Oh, they fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops Crew's here and they'll never back down. Jake, Johnny, Sambo, always rocking the game. Betty and Paul, man, remember the names. Jake's bringing the noise with Johnny and Sambo. The chaps chat boys feel electric and they're ready to roll. The boys are on fire and they're taking control. Recaps and previews, yeah, they cover it all. Part of the Hoops crew with Benny and Paul. They fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops crew, baby, they'll never back down. Jake, Johnny, Sambo, always rocking the game. Benny and Paul, chasing glory and fame. Brad with the sleeves, Max Holmes and Jack Bose. Tommy fucking Atkins, he'll break your damn nose. Stewie in the middle, and Reese in the ruck. They see Big Jezza and they know they're fucked. They're the T-Town boys, go hard or go home. They're fucking